nobody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly. Thoughts jumbled around, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative. I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win. I'll take a stab, I wanna chase a bag. I wanna weigh, I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. I'll give up everything.
Sick of the venom in my brain. Running from the past, wanna escape my pain. I just wanna be a better person, I deserve this. I just wanna break these chains. Always asking for greatness, true to myself, I never fake it. Seen too many ones that are so they get famous. And when I say the truth, most really can't take it. In spite of everything I've been through, I'ma make it. Fake friends, but on my downfall is toxic. Day one, started the outlaws for profit. Now all I do is write verses, no talking. All I do is put the work in, no option. This was everything I ever wanted. Created a legacy off of me, just being honest. And the fake ones hate, but it's all to no avail. They wanna see me lose, but you know I never fail. I'll give up everything, daunting if I can see my dream. Want a reality.
How's it going? We doing good? We doing good? Hope you're doing just as good. Tim Walz got cooked yesterday, boy. Let me tell you what. Woo, they got cooked. Oh, they actually announced that the new Wolverine game isn't even, it's going to be a PlayStation exclusive. It will not be coming to PC or Xbox. Another multiplayer game. I'm not gonna watch that crap. Damn sure not gonna watch that garbage. Fast and the Furious? Hollywood Drift. I don't know about that. We definitely gotta watch this. I'm kind of excited for this game. This game looks so cool. Oh, they finally got the VR simulators for Death Stranding. It only took them, like, what, a year later? That's it? Dude, what happened? There's, like, no games anymore. Ooh, Crimson Desert. Oh, Crimson Desert. Oh, let's go.
Bloody battle unfolds.
How did I miss this yesterday? I missed this yesterday. I didn't even see this.
Between the Greymanes, who fight to uphold his will, and the Black Bear forces that seek to set it aflame.
Every once in a while, a particularly ambitious game comes along and immediately hooks the audience. In Crimson...
Yo, WIGN for uploading these and not striking anybody when they react to them. WIGN. I give y'all a lot of shit, but all in all, y'all's good on my books. You know what I'm saying?
Desert's case, showing a grand-scale world that recalls elements of Breath of the Wild and The Witcher 3 quickly garnered a mystique for its ridiculously over-the-top ambitions for a new open-world action game. However, since its reveal back in 2019, it has taken a long time to get a clearer picture of how the
Holy crap, they revealed this game in 2019? Jesus, man.
ambitions
Holy
driving Crimson
crap.
Desert have taken shape. And now, in 2026, it's garnered some healthy skepticism, leading many to feel it might be one of those games that's just too good to be true.
That's ordinary.
Yep. Dude, they know. They're spot on this time. They've really kind of dialed it back a bit on what they think gamers think and what they know gamers think, and that's a good thing, because he's absolutely right. I have been hearing scrutiny, I guess, more of it not being good. There's just people like worried that it's not going to be as good as it seems. Just like Mind's Eye. If you've played Mind's Eye and you saw the original trailers for Mind's Eye, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Thankfully, with the now firm March 19th release date fast approaching, we have some extended hands-on time with developer Pearl Abyss's large-scale single-player action game.
March
After diving into
19th.
the opening hours of this grand-scale sword and sorcery adventure, we got to see just how detailed and vast the world of Crimson Desert is in real time, and what sorts of oddball
That's
quests
2
and
Thursdays
combat
from
encounters
today.
are to come in protagonist Cliff's adventures across Pywell.
You know, I might do an extended stream on that Thursday just to give you guys the playthrough of, or not a playthrough, but like some idea of the gameplay in this game. I might do that for y'all before y'all decide to commit to this game.
Crimson Desert focuses on the story of wandering warrior Cliff, a member of the Greymane faction that seeks to keep the continent of Pywell safe during harsh times. But after a ruthless warlord decimates much of his crew, Cliff himself is seemingly killed in battle. But he's soon resurrected by mysterious new allies that come from the Sky Realm known as the Abyss. Now tasked with rebuilding the Greymanes, he'll recruit new...
How fucking ironic. He has mysterious new allies that come from the Sky Realm, the Abyss. The sky is up, the abyss is dark, isn't it?
and returning members to his cause, push the limits of his newfound powers, and directly confront a civil war and a malevolent force that's threatening the
Secretly, he actually did just die. He's just hallucinating all this.
balance of the world.
I'm not sure I'd be much help on my own.
Originally planned as a direct prequel to the MMORPG Black Desert Online, Crimson Desert is now a standalone adventure set in the same universe. Even without knowing the lore of Black Desert Online,
Yo, that night looks sick.
an adventure set in the same universe. Even without knowing the lore
That looks badass. I want a set of armor like that. How'd I get a set of armor like
Black
that?
Desert Online, Crimson Desert keeps connections light, aside from the similar high fantasy setting and, occasional references. It totally throws itself into the style of a Western high fantasy epic, but with the added energy of an Eastern style action game in the vein of Final Fantasy.
Really?
The opening chapters of Crimson Desert do well to introduce Cliff as a rugged and stoic hero who can easily cut down enemies in his path, but is also willing to lend a helping hand to the citizens across the land.
But they got what was coming to them. All thanks to you.
Though much of the footage we've seen showcased the grand spectacle and ludicrous action in Crimson Desert, our hands-on time largely
All
focused on
right,
the more
dude, the
laid-back
helmet. Hell
tutorial
yeah.
Set in the Hernan.
It's got to be like cast iron, though. It has to be real. How much you think they'd sell that shit for? It'd probably be like $1,000 on the cheap end.
We played Crimson Desert 3 times before this extended hands-on. All of
It's
which
like
focused
cast
on
iron, but it's got like a spray on a stainless steel, so it's like it weighs a ton.
isolated boss battles and spectacle combat. But with this tutorial setting the tone for the pacing and storytelling, we've now got a much better idea of the larger structure of this open-world adventure. While Crimson Desert has gotten
Foil
a ton
paper.
of comparisons to The Legend of Zelda, The Witcher, and even
You know those fucks who try to do the same thing. They'd make one cast iron helmet, and they would sell it. They'd make the online sales, and then they would make the rest of them out of tinfoil. And you just see people online, is mine the same as yours?
One game that really came to mind during our hands-on was Red Dead Redemption 2. Despite what we've seen before about how fast you navigate the massive world, at ground level, there is a surprising focus on navigating its densely populated areas with care and attention.
I don't understand where these people come from. Have you not played any games prior to Red Dead Redemption 2? Maybe that's just a focal point where everyone has, like everyone's played it, but it's like, you could just say Grand Theft Auto or The Witcher 3. If you've ever played The Witcher 3, a lot of these maps look like The Witcher 3, like these industrial areas, or not industrial, but these like towns. They look like The Witcher 3, like spit image.
A lot of time just wandering the back alley.
What I really liked about The Witcher 3 is whenever it's daytime outside, it's daytime outside. Everything is so vibrant and bright, kind of like that one Souls-like that I had played that it was rough. It's like that Inorta or whatever. That like it was like the Italian game, that Italian Souls-like.
Interacting with
Italian Souls-like.
Finding new shops and cooking recipes, and even uncovering optional activities that do a good job of making the world feel bustling and lived in.
What a woeful fate.
Some of our favorite moments from the opening hours came from seeing what sorts of side quests the townsfolk would pull us into. In one instance, we encountered a man who fell from his roof and needed help with cleaning his chimney. And that is exactly what we ended up doing for this side quest. We climbed up on the roof, positioned ourselves on the top of the chimney, and used our newly acquired broom to clear out the gunk to help the husband get some relief.
Oh, my back. You've done me a huge favor there. Would you come off it, woman?
Look at him.
Despite the tone and action being serious, we're pleased to see how much humor and quirkiness were packed into Crimson Desert's opening hours. There are plenty of enemy bases to topple, but we also spent some time playing some back alley games of rock, paper, scissors with the local ruffians.
Let's play rock, paper, scissors.
No crying if you lose.
There's even a quest that had us rescue an abducted sheep to cheer up an upset child, and seeing the very serious Cliff engage in such activities was much more amusing than we expected.
Now is this the friend you were looking for?
Woolly? That's not Woolly. Wooly's got a fluffier tail.
Cliff begins his journey with a fairly modest skill set and knowledge of the world, and as in traditional open world action games, the larger pull of Crimson Desert will be to expand his abilities and insight. When you pick up quest information, recipes, and even bounty notices for roaming targets, Cliff will expand his knowledge and fill out his records
look at
of
those
wildlife
creatures.
characters and important events of the world.
You could just pick up the animals, huh? Can you throw them? I like stand next to a wall and throw it. That
We were
one
impressed
now.
to see how much was packed into this comparatively modest section of the massive game world. Seriously, just looking at the map had us taken aback by how large Pywell was. It was interesting to take in Crimson Desert's pacing, and its deliberately detailed approach to navigating and interacting with the world initially took some time to get used to. Even as a tutorial, we were kind of surprised to see how much time is spent on getting players to really take in the many features and opportunities to find. Granted, it is very much in the vein of Red Dead Redemption 2's movement and interaction, but admittedly we felt overwhelmed by just how much you could interact with. You can actually go up to nearly all citizens to greet them, or even rob them, provided you have a mask to disguise yourself, of course.
I pray the day
That's
greets
not
you
Red Dead Redemption. You can't do that in Red Dead Redemption. That's a Skyrim thing. That's a Bethesda feature, you fucks. How do you not know the difference? In Bethesda games, you could rob anybody. That's not a Red Dead Redemption feature. I can't stand this, dude. It's irritating. How do these people not know this?
Despite the range of activities, Crimson Desert is also a combat-heavy game, and even with Cliff's limited skills, the battles you can get into are quite brutal to see unfold. Initially, we started brawling with bandits and goblins around the city. Still, eventually, things took a turn when rival knights and other faction leaders started looking to get a piece of Cliff. The mini-boss battle against Matthias was a particularly thrilling fight.
What a badass name, Matthias. That's a strong name. Holy crap, I love that
The mini
name.
boss battle against Matthias was a particularly thrilling fight, and even as one of the early encounters, it did a good job of showing how visceral the battles
Oh, morning,
get.
Alex. Hope all is well with
Eventually,
you as
Cliff will
well.
Make trips to the mythical Abyss realm, where we navigated a series
That
of
is
floating-
sick. So that's
Eventually,
like the
Cliff will make
door?
Trips to the mythical Abyss realm, where we navigated a series of floating ruins far in the sky. Stepping into these visually stunning environments was one of the
I
best
look forward to
moments
playing this.
from our
I do.
on time, and it also gave us a jaw-dropping view of the world's vast landscape.
I
These are
love
all-
it whenever you play a game and you can see where all the places you could explore. There is nothing that excites me more. Like, that was the biggest thing that I loved about Elden Ring. Whenever you walk out of the starting area in Elden Ring and you just see this vast world that you can start exploring from the straight out get-go, bro, that feeling is so fun. Just to think like, oh man, I'm going to be playing this game for a while. Thank you so much, you know? I don't have to stress about it. I don't have to think about it. I just go out there and play shit mindlessly.
Also segments that introduce the new Abyss powers in some puzzle platforming challenges. These magic powers elevate Cliff's combat and traversal skills to use his force-style powers to manipulate objects and use a force jump ability to propel him off the ground.
That's cool.
Eventually, we were granted the ability to glide and took it out for a spin by skydiving back towards the ground.
I
It is a
wonder how the flying feels in this game.
fun ability to use, but it definitely takes a ton of stamina to get the most out of it.
The power to soar through the open skies is yours to command.
Throughout the game, Cliff will acquire Abyss Catalysts, which will serve as skill points to upgrade
You too, TTV Zach. Have a great day, man.
stats and unlock new abilities. These upgrades include improved jumping and more combat
Yeah,
skills.
no. I'm happy it took them this long. If it needs to take them even longer, then so be it. I'm tired of these developers releasing they're like half-assed done. Some of them ain't even half-assed done. I mean, look at High Guard. Oh, by the way, guys, High Guard's done. They're shutting it down. It's done. The last day, I believe, is March 12th. So, yeah. If you're going to play High Guard, install that virus probably on like the Steam store or PlayStation for free. Play it and delete it because
such
that's
as
all
a
it's good for.
suplex and more advanced sword strikes. In addition to exploring towns and the surrounding wilderness, we also get to see the early goings-on of the Grey Mane faction.
What are those things? What are those? They're like flying around in the grass area. You see 'em?
Combat skills such as a suplex and more advanced
There's
sword
so many.
strikes.
Like the diversity of creatures in this game is very impressive. Is this like a creature? Is this a human? What is
In
this?
addition to exploring towns and the surrounding wilderness, we also get to see the early goings-on of the Grey Mane faction system, which focuses on building up a crew, sending them on missions, and gaining new resources. Though we weren't able to see it evolve much, it was impressive to see that it's actually a full-fledged management system that will continue to grow as you explore the world.
That's cool.
We really enjoyed the flow and action in Crimson Desert, and completing the tutorial was a solid onboarding to the larger adventure ahead. Based on our previous hands-on time, Crimson Desert currently
It's a
feels
goblin. There's a goblin.
much more intuitive, and
Yo, look at his set. His set looks really cool.
based on our
He's
previous
like a
hands-on
goblin
time,
archer.
Crimson Desert currently feels
Or a thief,
much
maybe. That's really cool.
more intuitive and less complicated with its controls. Still, it had the recurring issue of being too complicated for its own good, with its systems trying to cram actions and features into a fairly limited set of submenus and combinations. For instance, you'll often have to manually equip key items and gear to activate some prompts, which can feel cumbersome. This all ties back into the attempts to make players feel like they're having a more tangible connection to the world, but it can often feel too overcomplicated for its own good. Along with the opening chapters, we also got a chance to get another look at the mid-game of Crimson Desert, which saw a powered-up Cliff take on new
Yo,
enemies.
look at that spear action. Holy.
Get another look at the mid-game of Crimson Desert, which saw
That's-
a powered-up
that's
Cliff take
sick.
on new enemies and a more powerful boss that matches up to his souped-up skills. Moreover, Crimson Desert also includes new party members that can be swapped in if you want to try a different combat style. While Cliff is still the central protagonist, playing as the tanky berserker Unka or the nimble and fierce Damien offers up some fun alternatives to Cliff's playstyle.
So you could switch between 3 different characters? That's sick.
Within Crimson Desert, and how the game will ramp up with more zany encounters that blur the lines between a high fantasy adventure and steampunk fantasy.
That armor set looks crazy.
Even with the lengthy hands-on time, we were still only scratching the surface of the larger adventures to be had in Crimson Desert. There have been many games in the past that try to go
for got arm wrestling, fuck yeah!
Large open world settings, but don't often really justify the need to go big and bold. But we were honestly quite impressed to see that Crimson Desert is not only presenting a case for its take on an open-world action-adventure game, it is also having fun with the concept by pushing its attention to detail and just how much there is to unpack within the sprawling world. So far, Crimson Desert is showing a lot of promise. It's certainly been on minds for several years now, which is
I love whenever the townspeople gather around and they like cheer you on and shit. I've missed these mechanics so badly. How is it that we had games that were in the PlayStation 2 era and PlayStation 3 era that are trumping the games that we have now? We've got this nice badass system that can run these games at like the best refresh rate ever in existence. And we get in games like Concord and motherfucking Highguard, dude. Like, come on. What is this?
Comparisons with other large-scale games. But our extended hands-on time has made us feel optimistic and intrigued.
You gonna have a hot air balloon?
The game's maximalist action style. And that's gotten us plenty interested in seeing if the full game can deliver on reaching the same highs as other genre greats. For more on the latest upcoming games, check out our recent previews of Samson, A Tindleston Story, and WWE 2K26. And of course, for everything else in the world of video games, stick with IGN.
There's one more from IGN. It's Mouse PI for Hire. I'm actually very excited for this game too.
Cuphead before it, I am pleased to report that, as it turns out, Mouse PI for Hire isn't just all sizzle. There is plenty of steak there too. Just as Cuphead built an incredibly good bullet hell boss rush shooter underneath its hand-drawn, hand-animated...
I was never a fan of Cuphead. I never bought it, I never played it. I don't like the 2D aspect. I'm not a 2D person.
Exterior, so too, at least based on what I've played so far, is Mouse underpinning its 1930s era black and white, rubber hose animated facade with a mechanically sound first-person shooter. In fact, while its own developers...
Did you see the gun? Look at the gun.
In fact, while its own developers have referred to it in conversations and interviews with me as a boomer shooter, I'd argue they might be selling their creation a little short. There's a lot more going on in its campaign than I thought. The end result is an action game that seems like it'll have the gameplay to match its sublime looks. By now you've probably seen at least a bit of gameplay from Mouse, and thus you know, at its core, what it is. A first-person shooter with a deep commitment to looking and sounding like a Steamboat Willie era cartoon. I've already taken one test drive with Mouse.
I wonder if they have the Wellheim yell in here, if they have the scream.
And I was impressed with it then. I'm even more excited for it now after playing a chunk of a case, meaning a mission, from an advanced build ahead of its April 16th release date for PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Nintendo Switch and Switch 2. Mouse starts
coming to everything, man. It's gonna be on everything.
In a rather unexciting way, if I'm being honest. The intro level acts as a tutorial, introducing you to its uniquely animated but ultimately familiar weapons. A pistol, a shotgun, Tommy gun, called a James gun here, which is either a clever way to sidestep a potential Tommy gun trademark issue, or a nod to the Guardians of the Galaxy director and head of DC Studios, or both. And sticks of dynamite. It doesn't take too long.
Oh, I get it, a James gun, because James Gunn. Oh, that's hilarious.
The turpentine
I get
gun.
it.
Let's dip.
which melts the skin off your animated enemies' bodies like the dip from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
That's crazy.
Holy flush. We're moving.
It also doesn't take long before you see how developer Fumi Games leans all the way into its 1930s cartoon setting. See, it's not just the look that screams hyper-violent Steamboat Willie, it's the sound. The ubiquitous and ultra-talented Troy Baker lends his voice to the player character, the titular PI for hire named Jack Pepper.
Then
Really?
hold on to your tights, Wanda, because that place was nuts.
This isn't a
Troy Baker's in this? What? Is that real? Troy Baker, voice acting in Mouse PI. What? No shot. If you don't know who Troy Baker is, Death Stranding. He was the main bad guy. Higgins. That's who Troy Baker is.
role that Baker completely disappears into, like Joel or Indiana Jones, but what he delivers as a stereotypical hard-boiled detective is perfect for the self-aware tone that Mouse proudly flaunts.
No, but it's good. It's great. Even, I'll use it like crazy. Like, right now, in fact.
The sound design also follows the visual aesthetic, with a jazzy soundtrack that, again, fits like a glove. But I even love the little things about its audio, like the way Jack Pepper slurps and gives an over-the-top when popping the cork and guzzling down a bottle of health-replenishing tonic. Or the ding of the bell on the typewriter that you save your game at. Everything that hits your eardrums seems to perfectly fit what your eyes are seeing on the screen, and it added to how much fun I was having with the game.
Yeah, no, I saw the original, like, trailers for this game, and I immediately thought to myself, this looks really fun. It just looks really fun.
But let's talk about the gameplay, because the depth there is what really surprised me about Mouse. And before I get to the nuts and bolts of it, I want to talk about the structure. Mouse is split into cases. And no, that's not just a synonym for missions here. Instead, again, are you sensing a theme yet? Mouse leans all the way into its choices. Between levels, you'll return to a non-combat hub area, a seedy corner of Mouseburg that's home to Jack's office, where you'll piece together clues from your current case.
That's cool.
Plus the little and big bar, where you'll talk to various people in Mouseburg.
I love how they're just standing on top of the bar. They're just standing on top of stuff.
And, down a dark alley, Tammy's Bearings, where you can upgrade your weapons, money for which is accumulated by scouring each level and collecting all the cash you can find. I had a blast setting my weapons down and just walking around the Mouseburg hub talking to people, and by people, of course, I mean fellow anthropomorphic mice. It added a lot of life and character to Mouse that I think make the entire experience more appealing if I picture what it would be like just going from one combat-focused mission to another with no break in between. It's not that it would have been bad necessarily, but I do like that these literal intermissions give you a chance to let your guard down and enjoy the world building that Fumi Games has done here. And there are even secrets to discover, which is a nice little bonus.
Look at him!
I do have one minor...
No way, do they have bobbleheads in here?
Fumi Games has done
It's like
here.
Doom all over
There
again.
are even secrets to discover, which is a nice little bonus. I do have one minor complaint that did particularly annoy me, though. Having to button through every single line of dialogue. It's all fully voiced, which is great, but my goodness, did I get tired of clicking through every last one of them. I would love an option to get rid of that for the final game, please.
I'm gonna punch
Yeah, like, if it's voice acted, why would you need this? Why on earth would you need that? It's just clutter for the screen, man. Why wouldn't you just have a setting for that?
At some point.
Getting back to the combat. The early mission I played was clearly not showing off every trick in Mouse's arsenal. Most of the fights were fairly simple against no more than 2 or 3 foes, but I nevertheless had a good time with them for a couple of reasons. First, the full-on cartooniness of this world. Remember how I said earlier, twice already I think, that Mouse leans into everything it's trying to do? That even applies to the kill animations. If you headshot
now you're
an enemy
permabanned 'cause
mouse
you're a fucking
robot,
idiot.
their head will simply pop in over-the-top cartoon style with drops of oil spewing out of the pencil-thin
That's so
neck
cool.
stump. There's even lockpicking, in which you cleverly use your mouse tail to maneuver inside the lock.
Okay, that's clever use of mechanics. That's so cool. That's so clever. You use your tail to pick locks, and the locking system looks like that?
There's even lockpicking, in which you cleverly use your mouse tail to maneuver inside the lock and hit the pins and tumblers correctly. And second, it's the weapons. I simply love using them. I'd wager that there are more first-person shooters in history that have used a pistol, shotgun, and machine gun of some variety than ones that haven't. So I recognize
You know, you're onto something there. I don't know if they found her.
not exactly novel, but the weapons all have an appropriately over-the-top feel and sound to them. My favorite so far is the shotgun, which has a nice kick to it, and I'd be remiss not to mention the satisfying reload animation of the James gun.
Nope. They don't know where she's at. They still haven't found her.
That's not to say there aren't original ideas in Mouse's arsenal, however. The turpentine gun, as I mentioned earlier, fires blobs of ink-dissolving solvent that melts these cartoon bad guys, leaving their bones on display before they too dissolve into a pile of dust. It's one of my favorite first-person shooter weapons in a good little while now. Maybe since Doom the Dark Ages' Skull Crusher gun from last year. Also, not only do I really enjoy using Mouse's weapons, I get a kick of just watching them in action. The rubber hose animation makes your guns look like they're constantly wiggling, and the firing and reload animations are all equally satisfying.
I love how he just takes a fistful of shotgun rounds and shoves it into the bottom of the gun, not even in the slot on the side. It just shoves it in the bottom of the shotgun.
Wait to see what other
Yo, whenever I play a game, I want to see that animation more. I don't want to sit here and go, no, get up in there, shoot.
arms are waiting for me in the rest of this single-player only campaign.
Now, what the absolute?
Mouse is also promising plenty of boss fights, and though I only got to experience one of them over 3 phases, it definitely made me up my
fucking Are you kidding me? One boss fight is 3 phases? Holy crap.
game a little bit.
Why?
I wouldn't say I felt particularly threatened. I didn't die at all, but this was also an early mission on normal difficulty. Anyway, I faced off against
what a fucking pussy. What a fucking loser playing on normal?
a robo-mouse
Bruh.
called the whatchamacallit, whose identity will be properly revealed when you play the game for yourself. I had to jump to avoid bolts of electricity spinning around the floor and take cover behind
Got those old World of Warcraft mechanics, man. Don't stand on that hot spot, man.
panels that would pop up when she moved to another phase of her attack. The encounter definitely kept me on my toes, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the challenge ramps up in later boss fights. As I mentioned at the top, I'd already had the privilege of playing Mouse last summer.
I don't think I'll ever get over that. But they can't just do that. Bro just takes a fistful of shotgun shells and just loads it.
Mouse last summer, so I came into this new hands-on
Oh my
session
God,
with
I
some
love it,
earned
man.
Optimism. But when I was done with this newest preview build,
You didn't even gotta show me the rest of the gameplay. If I ever see a game that does that, I'll immediately just buy the game. Don't waste my fucking time with that shit, man.
Was left even more impressed than I'd expected to be. Mouse PI for Hire, based on what I've played so far, is far more than its distinct 1930s rubber hose animated look. It sure seems to have legitimate gameplay depth and mechanics to it as well, and it's moved up my list of anticipated games in a year that's already packed with some serious potential. Here's hoping that Mouse can sustain this over its entire campaign when it drops next month.
What? Really? It's coming out next month?
For your buck.
For more on Mouse PI for Hire...
Bro, this year is packed full of good shit. WIGN. So, we got Penguin talking about the bot situation on Twitch. By the way, speaking of Twitch, I'm gonna be trying to set up something so I can start streaming to Rumble. So we'll start streaming on Rumble. Rumble been popping off, so I might hop into that bag too. So that means I'll be streaming on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, the big screen, and YouTube Shorts. So
aren't real.
And then Rumble.
The accounts that you interact with, the posts that you see, oftentimes aren't even made by a human being on the other side of the keyboard. The cyberspace is dominated by bots. And unless you've just woken up from a coma, this isn't news to you. Everybody knows that now. It's an accepted part of cruising the World Wide Web, that the shit you see is artificially inflated. And it's become a huge yapping point, a massive topic, specifically dead internet theory, and diving even deeper into the minutia of bots, cannonballing into the deep end of the pool, you will find Viewbots, a topic that often gets very aggressive and accusatory because it is so prevalent across streams and
you know what really sucks about Viewbots? You don't even have to own the channel to Viewbot somebody. Like, if I wanted to, for example, Viewbot penguins, I could easily set up a subscription service to do that. And it would cost, from what I understand, it wouldn't even cost all that much. So, like, you don't even, like, if you accuse somebody of viewbotting, they may not actually be viewbotting. A fan might be doing it. Somebody who's trying to get their account suspended will probably be trying to do it. Like, anything at all. Something, like, as simple as that.
On YouTube, on Kick, streamers of all shapes and sizes are often using Viewbots to boost...
Even on Twitch, there for a while, a lot of the big content creators were like, yeah, you need to be using Viewbots because if you don't, you're playing a game that's rigged against you. And it's like, dude, you can't just be saying that. That's how you lose all your sponsorships, man. Not to mention, you ruin it for anybody else who's not viewbotting, and you ruin it for the people who are viewbotting, because if you have a channel and you are purposefully viewbotting it, you will make the advertisers leave that platform. You will. That's what's going on with Twitch. And it's only going to get worse, too. It's like more and more sponsors are going to leave because the minute they realize that they're not getting the money on investment, they're going to start leaving in mass droves. And they're not getting their money on investment because if you have your channel being botted, you're cooking yourself. You're cooking everybody on the platform, bruh.
Their numbers. It's not some big conspiracy. It's not deep state propaganda or anything like that. It is a provable, real thing that platforms just don't seem to be taking any real action on at all.
And that's what really sucks, is that a lot of these platforms, Kick is different. Kick doesn't get its money from ads. It gets its money from gambling. YouTube gets its money from ads. Now, I don't know how their system works. I don't know how their bot system is. I don't know how they handle bots in their system. I don't know. I know that Twitch has been cracking down on it, supposedly, but how true that is at this point, I don't know.
Right now, go live on Twitch, openly stating I'm viewbotting it out the wazoo to fucking 20k viewers, and maybe the worst that would happen is I get like a 24-hour suspension from Twitch. They don't care. They made that push like a year ago about getting bots off the platform, but that lasted for what, 2 fucking days? And then they
wanted to show their sponsors that they were trying. So that way, there was probably a sponsor that was causing an uproar. and they, you know, made it seem like they cared. They don't care. They don't give a
like
shit.
a catastrophic hit to their overall viewer metrics, and I guess
they can't care because the fact of the matter is that Twitch is losing viewership on the daily. Not channels, Twitch as a whole, because of how many ads they're trying to push through on Twitch. You can't even disable ads as a content creator. Now, whenever you make an account and you set up to stream, you're automatically enrolled in ads, even though you're not going to get paid for it. It's disgusting.
Breaks because at the end of the day, and this is something people say a lot, and it is true, those huge numbers are good for Twitch as well to advertisers, even if the numbers are fake, even if they know it's botted, phony baloney, fraudulent viewers.
It's good for Twitch, but the minute that the advertisers grow tired of wasting money on Twitch and they start leaving in mass droves, then you're going to be wishing you had done something. Because there's going to be a lot of people that aren't going to have careers anymore. That's the problem.
Metrics. It doesn't matter. It makes them more appealing to brands. So it seems like they are very hands-off when it comes to doling out big punishment for view bots. It's not exactly a well-kept secret. It's pretty out there in the open that tons of streamers view bot. Now, the reason why I'm yapping about it again is because just yesterday, or maybe it was even earlier today, I don't know, time moves in a weird fucking fashion once you hit your 30s. Everything blends together, your bones fucking creak anytime you walk up or downstairs.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, you asshole. Don't talk about that. Talk about my body. Shut the fuck up.
Anyway, I'll stop bitching and whining about that.
Shut the fuck up, motherfucker. This guy over here talking shit. How dare he? How dare he talk about shit? Hold on.
Here to listen to me play a sad song on the world's smallest
violin
about my deteriorating cartilage.
Bro, time doesn't blend together. Time is non-existent. Bro, I blink and the whole fucking day's over. I don't know what the fuck. Blending together is an understatement.
Reed came forward with a post out of nowhere saying that it's time to start viewbotting. That's the title of the post, which is a eye-catching title, no doubt. Very seldom.
How old is Charlie? Am I older than Charlie?
That kind of position, just say the quiet part out loud here about success in the streaming space. And make no mistake, Night Media.
I am older. I'm older by 1 year than this man. God damn it. God damn it. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm fucking stupid. He's older by... No, I'm sorry. I read that wrong. He's older by a year. He's older by a year. His birthday's in August. It's August 2nd. So right now, we're the same age.
Is fucking huge. They are one of the top dogs in the YouTuber streamer agency space. They are huge in the industry. They represented Mr. Beast for a while. I don't know if they still do.
I thought it said 96. I'm so happy it said 94. I'm so happy this man's older than me.
They have represented and still actively represent massive creators. So it was certainly interesting to see him with a post like this that makes it seem like he's out there saying, everyone's got a viewbot. We got to open Pandora's box. If you're not pooping, you're farting. If you're not using viewbots, you're at a disadvantage. Wake the fuck up, samurai. Time to get view.
Replaying to pre-record? What the fuck does that even mean? The fuck does that even mean?
On the horn.
Speak American.
A little bit different, though ultimately his tone around viewbots does seem to be somewhat positive. What does it take to cut through all the noise on the internet? If everyone else is botting, why shouldn't you? We used to live in a world where if you made great content, algorithms would find an audience for your videos. Now, creators have to clip farm, pay clippers, and sometimes even viewbot to have a better chance of capturing more attention and breaking through the noise. This is especially true on platforms like Twitch, where
okay, so I kind of understand where this person's coming from. It's like, fuck the big platforms. They don't want you to become famous, right? They don't want you to make money. But the mentality is not going to supersede the outcome if all the advertisers leave. Well, here's the thing. If you have this mentality of you need to viewbot in order to make it big, number one, you need to change up your content. You need to evolve your content. You need to get better at it. You need to polish it. You need to grow as a person. You need to work on your skills. And you know how you do that? Over time. A lot of time. Sometimes a lot longer than it needs to. It happens. But if you keep doing the same shit and expecting a different outcome, welcome to the definition of madness. Okay? It's not going to change. You're going to have the same fucking outcome. Secondly, if you have this mindset of, well, you need to Viewbot in order to make it big because fuck Twitch, well, you're not just fucking Twitch. You're going to fuck everybody, because whenever the advertisers leave because they're not getting the return on investment, nobody will be big. Nobody will be making money. Nobody will have jobs. It will all be over for everybody. That's not the mentality you want to have when it comes to this. The thing is that if you need to Viewbot on a platform in order for you to get more growth, it's probably because that platform is dying. And Twitch is. If you look at Twitch's numbers, they've been steadily going down. Constantly going down. Even with the Viewbotters. Their numbers are plummeting down. It's time to find a new platform. That's what you need to worry about. You need to focus on that. Because if you have to Viewbot in order to get views, that platform is cooked. It's cooked.
Viewbotting can surface you on the front page of popular streaming categories. Off rip, this is some turbo doomer shit because it kind of positions it as like your only option if you're just getting started. Oh, there used to be a time where if you made great content, you could get found, but those times are way behind us in the shitter now. It's gone. That's a era long forgotten, like the saber-toothed tiger. Now, if you want to cut through the noise, you gotta clip farm, pay clippers, or Lord help us, even Viewbot. You gotta get down and dirty in the pig pen. It's the only way. When that's not true. You can still make great content and get found. It does happen. I think the best example of that is Queso. I would be shocked to...
Queso didn't make his upcoming on Twitch. Nobody starts streaming on Twitch and immediately becomes a hit. Queso went viral multiple times on TikTok. And he brought his audience through dual streaming from TikTok and Twitch over to Twitch because, let's be honest here, TikTok's live streaming community guidelines are fucking garbage. They're trash. Like, that's why I don't stream to TikTok. It's garbage. I would get suspended so fucking quick on TikTok even if I played a game and it showed you shooting people, like in a first person, like Call of Duty. You could get suspended quickly if you played Call of Duty. Simply by showing a dead body. It's so stupid. TikTok's terms of service are cooked. Their community guidelines are cooked. Like, no. And it's the same thing with any other streamer. How do you think Charlie got so many viewers on Twitch? Well, he uploaded videos to YouTube. Upload videos to YouTube, make your following, then announce that you're on Twitch and YouTube. That's how people have done it for years. Twitch wouldn't even be the big titan that it is if it had not been for YouTube. Everyone gets their following from a different platform and then they go over to Twitch.
Learn Queso Viewbotted at any point in his life.
Same thing as Instagram. Like, it's all the same.
I don't think the guy could find a Viewbot website or provider. I genuinely don't think he would even know where to begin with something like that. And he has blown up solely because he makes good...
And the reason for that is mainly Twitch's algorithm. Because the way Twitch's algorithm works is the more people that watch your stream, the higher up in the chain you'll go. So like Asmon, for example, whenever he goes live, he always is at the top of the food chain because he's got 56,000 concurrent viewers constantly. He's always on the front page. And that system is cooked. It is. It's garbage.
Content. He cut through the noise. And this is something I've always said, luck is a huge part of it. It is. It just is. But what he is right about is that in the current day and age, there is an alternative that doesn't rely as much on RNG, and that is pay to win. You can stand a better chance of standing out in the oversaturation of content creation by paying for Viewbots to float your stream to the top of categories, or pay for Viewbots on other socials where you're spamming clips from your streams so you could boost up numbers on, you know, a wacky moment or something and have it like explode elsewhere because you inflated the numbers through Viewbots, so then people could find your stream and maybe organically grow it that way, but you still Viewbotted in order to boost a clip that led people to the stream. Like, there are paths that...
I mean, like, at a certain point, when is it Viewbotting and what is the difference between Viewbotting and advertising at that point? You effectively do the same thing, right? It's like putting a billboard on the internet. It doesn't make it right, but if these online titans like YouTube and Twitch and Twitter, Instagram, if they don't make their algorithms more unbiased and more user-friendly, people are going to do whatever they can to claw their way up to the top. So I don't think it's truly 100% to blame on the creators. I do believe the platforms themselves have an obvious part to play in their own, what is effectively their own downfall. Because if you think for a second that if these massive multi-billion-dollar corporations are going to continue feeding into a system that is slowly losing them more money than they're gaining, and they're not getting the mass return on investment, they're going to stop paying into YouTube, they're going to stop paying into Twitch, they're going to stop paying into Instagram and Twitter. Eventually, they're just not going to pay into it because the loss of funds isn't going to recoup. Their advertisement isn't going to recoup because they're not making as many sales. But you have to realize that this is a big spiral of death. How many, think about this, because I thought about this recently. When was the last time that you saw an ad for anything and you thought to yourself, wow, I want to get that? For me, anytime I have an ad that's thrown in my face, I immediately get angry and I stop watching whatever I'm watching and I just close it out and I go watch something else. I don't know if you guys are the same, but I can't stand ads. If I have an ad thrown in my face 20 fucking times, I will fucking despise that item, whatever it is. I hate ads.
Rely as much on luck, because if you just have money to start and just start buying views, it does help put you in front of more eyes. It's something that's very common, especially on Twitter. But at the end of the day, I just don't like this mentality that Reed kind of encapsulates here of, well, everyone else is cheating, so I should too. And he's trying to make like a strong argument that everyone else is doing it. Content alone, it could be the most slapping, banging content ever. It's not good enough. It's all about the distribution method now, which is dominated through bots and shit like that. So really, you gotta think about this strategy of using bots. I just don't like how he's positioning bots as a strategy instead of calling it what it really is, which is cheating. Like, yes, you can gamify the distribution and shit through bots. Everyone fucking knows that. But I just don't think it's something that should be outwardly encouraged. And it's really weird that the CEO of Night Media, one of the biggest agencies in the space, especially for streamers, is having this kind of viewpoint. Like, his title isn't exactly indicative of his thoughts.
Really? Where's it live at? I don't see this. It's a press conference? Where's that at? Department Award.
President Trump sealed our border by directing the military to mobilize resources and personnel to stop invasion by cartels and other criminal actors. You can do this as well, and many of you have. This also means that you too can and must go on the offense against narco-terrorists. We've had great collaboration with many countries in recent months, and I want to thank every country in this.
Damn, he's over there talking about Mexico now.
Fix and finish cartel targets. We have only just begun to work with you. More must be done by you and by us to target narco-terrorist groups across all domains. We will dismantle narco-terrorist networks in this hemisphere, and we will deny access to the state adversaries who support them. We will correct the mistakes of the past, the mistakes of the so-called Global South. I want to thank General Donovan, who has been an excellent partner and a great new leader here at Southern Command.
Well,
One of the
here,
great
let me
mistakes
help
of
you.
the
I'll
past
just
was that our leaders didn't
I'll
provide
permanently
the
ban you
US
so you can go
Southern
watch somebody
Command
else then.
with the support
There you
that
go.
it needed. It was a command chock full of lawyers and social workers and NGOs, law enforcement.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I've got a video pulled up that showed it's exactly what happened with the strike in Iran. Whenever I said you gotta watch out in them skies, you guys thought I was kidding, huh? You guys thought I was fucking with y'all, huh? Man, oh man, does it feel good to be vindicated.
It's about time. But it's not just us at the Department of War, and it's not just Southern Command. This is across the Trump administration. This is across the Department of War as well. Stephen Miller, thank you for your support and your leadership, for your clarity, understanding why this matters to each American citizen, and why the War Department is central to ensuring that it happens. It doesn't happen without President Trump, and it doesn't happen without your clarity and your leadership. I want to thank General Nordhaus as well for your support at every level. There's so many to thank. I see Corey Lewandowski here from the Department of Homeland Security. It doesn't happen without the Department of Homeland Security. Of course, Joseph Humeyer, the other part of the new bromance between him and General Donovan. Eric Garrison, who from day one in my office, he was my first sergeant in Iraq. He's one of my senior advisors. Day one, he worked at Southcom for a long time, said, we need to be focused on the cartel threat. And he built a team to help put us in that direction, a lot of which manifests to this day. Patrick Weaver, Phil Hegseth, who I happen to know, and Ricky Berea, my chief, for doing a great job putting this together. Tony Salisbury, thank you. So many folks that every single day in Washington, I hope you know, are working hard to run as fast as you are, to stand alongside you in this mission. This is not a conference with flags so we can pat ourselves on the back. I can tell you that if I sold that to President Trump as the objective, he'd kick me out of his office. This is an operational conference to bring our countries more closely together to achieve a shared objective and do so aggressively. This is not a one-way street. Every partner in this region has to do more and invest more in your security as well. We, like you, want a hemisphere.
Well, think about how much money we've put into all these. How is it that we're the police for the world and we're the ones paying the most into the pot for the police? How the fuck does that make any sense? They should be paying us. We're the ones that enforce everything. I don't see fucking Greenland doing anything about Iran. I don't see Russia doing anything about Iran. I don't see China doing anything about Iran. I don't see fucking France doing anything about Iran. You know who had to solve this nuclear problem? America. And Israel to an obvious extent, but who was the aggressor? We were. Like,
well, that orphan grew to be not just...
Why the fuck we paying these other people when we's the one that enforce it? It doesn't make any sense.
And he became frail and ill with heart failure.
We the one with the biggest military.
About what he called our shared cause of liberty. Still talked about the toils and the perils of our war for independence. James Monroe, our 7th president, died on July 4th, the 4th of July, Independence Day, 1831.
My favorite thing is when they talking about national law or some stupid shit like that, and I'm like, bro, I guarantee you, if they had a phone number connected to someone who enforces national law, the White House phone would ring. Who do you think enforces that shit? We do, dumbass. What are you gonna do? Where are you gonna lock them up at? Come on.
Militaries, we cannot keep our country safe. That's my responsibility and it is yours. With Donald Trump in the Oval Office and with all of you here, we can still realize that long ago dream of James Monroe in our time. We will make the Americas great again.
Let's fucking go. Yes, sir. Man, we got to get all these people out of here. We got to get all these old-ass motherfuckers that are running these countries into the ground out of their fucking seats. They need to go. These policies, these fuckers are pushing are ruining countries. They need to go. These old people need to get out of the service, out of their seats. They need to go on and do something else. They need to retire with all their insider trading money. They need to go and get up out of the Congress and stuff. Go on.
Thank you. I thank the
W speech. We'll watch the highlights later. That's going to be way too long to sit here and watch the whole thing.
Because he does say, like, this is a problem.
We're going to move on from this. I think I've said everything I can about that. Let's move on to this. This is what I was talking about a couple minutes ago. This is a breakdown of how we managed to knock out everything in Iran in one go. This is a full breakdown, just like the Venezuelan breakdown.
How Israel tracked down the Ayatollah Khomeini's secret compound. Here we go. Let's watch it.
How did the CIA and Mossad manage to track down the Iranian Supreme Leader's secret compound?
And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't think there's anywhere they would have put this man where the United States wouldn't have figured out where he was at and bombed him. This man was not safe. As much as he thinks he was never safe.
It all started around...
We cracked open mountains whenever we destroyed their nuclear facilities last year. We cracked mountains open with our bunker busters and got those facilities in the mountains, deep under the damn ground. There is nowhere you're going to hide on this planet that the United States government will not find you and crack your base open like an egg.
In the morning, CIA tracked some high-level...
Because the bombs that they used for this were not even half the size of the ones we used to crack open the mountains for their nuclear facilities.
Leaders at this building right in the heart of Tehran. U.S. intelligence shared a critical tip with their Israeli counterparts. For months, they've been quietly hacking into Iranian communication channels using Space Force low-orbit satellites.
You know what's sad? Is I remember, if you've ever seen Nick Ortiz, I remember whenever I first started seeing him use the Space Force, and he had the little tinfoil helmet, and he had the like little finger hands, and he had like the potato. And I was like, dude, that's some funny shit. Every time I hear Space Force, that's all I think about. Oh man,
this is what they think they're gonna beat. They're gonna beat. Oh my god.
We use the. I told y'all, man. And it's not about what's on the ground. You got to worry about either. We have the most advanced technology in the world. I would not be surprised if there wasn't a satellite up there that could shoot laser beams straight up.
Satellites. But pulling off a strike isn't that simple. In the first wave, they had to neutralize a larger number of...
The American technology has advanced far past nuclear war. Whatever we have now would probably make nuclear weapons blush. I guarantee you.
Iran's anti-air defense systems.
Yeah, of course.
This critical step cleared the airspace for a massive strike force of around 200 Israeli jets.
Damn!
But this area is highly fortified, so how do you destroy a deeply buried target like this? While they use bunker
bunch of
busters,
bombs on top of each other.
their delayed fuses punch through deep concrete before detonating. This is part one. How exactly did Israel...
This is what they did last year, too. Is they just dropped one of them, and then after they got like halfway through, they just dropped another one right on top of it.
Israel and the United States managed to assassinate one of the most heavily protected men on the planet.
To give you an idea, they were able to wipe out all the air defense, all their comms, and take out their entire administration at the same time. This happened within 30 minutes.
An unprecedented joint operation. For months, the CIA and elite Israeli units waged a shadowy...
I feel like the truth is that like those other people, they don't really realize how advance the intelligence and technology that the US and Israel has? I don't think they have any idea. And that's why they just get completely blown out every time.
The intelligence war. Using a web of surveillance satellites, intercepted comms, and human spies, they
thought that
mapped
was the
Ayatollah
ceiling
Khomeini's
bird.
every move in absolute secrecy. Utilizing a sophisticated web of low Earth orbit surveillance satellites, intercepted encrypted communications, and highly placed human assets deep within the regime, they painstakingly mapped
There he is! Oh no!
Ayatollah Ali Khamenei's every movement, security protocol, and daily pattern.
Well, this is the thing, is remember people were saying that, like, there's no way they're going to be able to find out where this guy is? And, like, meanwhile, they were tracking him the entire time.
Oh, yeah.
And I think actually what happened is that one of the people probably inside roached out on him. That's what I'm assuming actually happened.
The vulnerability.
I wouldn't be surprised by that, because there are clips of Trump saying that he had people that were probably going to take it, that they knew would do good, but unfortunately they were taken out with this blast. So I would not be surprised, honestly. There was probably a group of people that roached out on him.
Summit. The critical breakthrough came
They
when
heard the U.S. was involved and they were like, nope.
Intelligence identified a fleeting yet massive vulnerability, the highly classified Morning Summit. Top-tier Iranian military commanders, security advisors, and political officials were converging on the heavily guarded Pastor Street compound in the heart of central Tehran. Shielded by layers of urban infrastructure, elite guard details, and what they believed was an impenetrable umbrella of state-of-the-art air defenses. Like the homegrown Baver missiles as well, the S-400 radar system located all over the city. The leadership gathered in a...
It's kind of crazy that, like, this is the same thing that happened in Venezuela. They thought they had what they needed, and it was not even close.
False sense of absolute security. Here comes part 2. How many aircrafts were involved in taking out a single target? The focal point of the operation was Beit Rabari, Khomeini's highly secure official residence in
So this is where he was. This is that compound that you saw. That was nothing but, like, it looked like blacktop. This is that compound
located in the heart of downtown Tehran. While they used around 200 aircrafts,
the
localized strike on Beit Rabari was the anchor of a massive, flawlessly synchronized aerial campaign. Flew all the way from Israel with flying oil tankers, the largest military flyover in its history. The Israeli Air Force deployed an armada of approximately 200 fighter jets.
God damn! God damn!
Equipped with GPS.
They weren't fucking around, man. Damn.
Bombs.
What? Wait, what?
And you know what the best part about this is? Is that the bombs that they got from America, Israel paid for. They paid for the bombs they got from America.
Tankers, the largest military flight.
So we got money, boys. We got money from this.
The Air Force deployed an armada.
We got paid.
200 fighter jets equipped with GPS bunker buster bombs.
What the fuck? They flew everything over there? I guess. Holy shit.
As stated, he was actually occupying a shallower subterranean facility, the free-falling guided bomb, which the IDF deployed as the munitions. It easily pierced the earth and reinforced concrete, triggering a catastrophic collapse of the entire underground structure. According to leaked Israeli intelligence reports, exactly 30 heavy munitions were dropped directly onto the supreme leader.
Yo! I bet by the time they were digging his body out, they were just moving the ground with their hands. The shit was just sand at that point. Oh!
Compound to guarantee total structural failure.
And y'all saw those photos, bro. Like, that shit was deleted.
Obliterating such targets relies on specialized bunker buster munitions equipped with delayed action fuses, allowing them to physically penetrate deep into the ground and concrete before detonating. As a dedicated specialized squadron delivered the 30 bunker busters directly to Khomeini's compound,
30, bro.
The rest of the armada operated simultaneously across Iranian airspace.
So this all happened at once. Like, keep in mind that this is a breakdown of it, but any stage that you see of these videos or this video, it all happened at the exact same time, synchronized. It wasn't delayed. It was all planned, calculated, and done. And hit and over in a matter of 30 minutes.
They dropped hundreds of munitions to cripple over 500 targets, instantly blinding critical air defenses and neutralizing ballistic missile silos.
Oh, damn.
Here comes part 3, and this is Iran's mistake. How the Iranian made a very big mistakes to protect its leader. Because he was occupying a shallower subterranean facility.
I'm going to be real. I don't think that they could have done anything to protect this guy.
No.
I really don't. Like, I don't think that there is ever a world where he doesn't get blown up. Like, it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, they tried to put the nuclear stuff underground. We blew up the mountain. They tried to have 1 million fucking missile systems. We blew up the missile systems. Like, there's nothing they could pray. Yeah.
Deployed munitions easily pierced the earth and reinforced concrete, triggering a catastrophic collapse of the entire underground structure.
Yep.
Intelligence sources later revealed a critical tactical flaw in his positioning. He was not sheltering in one of the compound's 2 deepest maximum security bunkers facilities that would have required...
So hold on, wait a minute. So they knew where he was at, even in his own facility? They knew where this fucker was at, in his own facility. They knew exactly where he was at, underneath all that concrete.
Compound's 2 deepest maximum security bunkers facilities that would have required the heaviest, highly specialized U.S. ordnance to crack. If he had switched places...
So you're telling me they knew exactly where he was at, even inside of the building? Holy
That's
shit.
crazy. That's crazy.
Bunker bombed with bunker busters? He's dead in every timeline? Yeah.
He would have been at least safe.
Jesus.
And here is part 4, how many were exactly killed. While the complete list of eliminated targets
40,
is still
right?
undergoing global intelligence assessment.
Yeah.
The strike successfully decapitated Iran's operational leadership in a single devastating blow. Killed alongside Khamenei were top-tier military figures, most notably Major General Mohammad Papour, the head of Iran's Revolutionary Guard, and top national security advisor Ali Shamkhani. Tragically, the blast also claimed the lives of several of Khamenei's family members who were present.
No surprise there.
Man, I remember back when they used to call us the American bully. You remember that? They used to call us the American bully. I remember in World War II, people were real happy to have that American bully. That's crazy, ain't it? They used to call us the American bully. And now, well, since before Trump, we were the joke. We was the butt of everyone's joke. Fucking Americans, right? We took this dude out underneath, 70 layers of concrete? We knew where he was at, still took his ass out.
But the first wave with 200 jets and U.S. Tomahawk cruise missiles did not just hit his compound. The U.S. cruise missiles was the one to take out anti-air defense system, while the 200 IDF jets took out the Iranian leadership. All in all, U.S.
I didn't know they had all that happening at the same time. That's fucking insane.
We completely obliterated the Iran everything.
Just drop the bombs on him.
Israeli forces struck
Don't bring your kids to a military meeting. That's actually a good idea. I think you're right.
2,900 targets across Iran, according to U.S. Central Command, in just one day. Reports
they struck 2,900 targets?
The CIA allegedly penetrated Iranian communications by bombarding them with spam calls, jump calls, and online breaches.
Oh, I think this is an
data
ad,
doesn't
right?
just result in spam and scam attempts.
Yeah.
It can also affect
it's an ad.
Concrete. While they have this bunker buster bomb, it has a laser sensor at the front, and just behind that are adjustable fins. In the midsection, there is a warhead that weighs approximately 650 pounds containing tritonal explosive.
What the hell is that?
This is a mixture of 80% TNT and 20% aluminum powder. Finally, we have the retractable fins at the rear. To give you a better sense of its size, comparing it to a person can be helpful. The casing has a length of approximately 19 feet long, which translates to around 5 meters.
I'm going to report
this section is made of an artillery
And the
barrel.
thing is that if you think this is big, the one that they dropped last, this is these are the small ones. Like the United States bombs, they said 650 pounds.
Keep that shit to
the
yourself,
bombs
man.
they dropped on
Nobody want to see
on
that in
nuclear
chat. Nobody wants
facilities
to be
last
around
year were, I think, 30,000 pounds. Like, they're fucking insane. So like this was like nothing. Like these are the small ones. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right. Okay. Relax. Calm down. We're back.
Which is very strong and has a diameter of 14.5 inches, which translates to around 37 centimeters, making it relatively narrow.
Oh.
They intentionally made the smaller cross-sectional area. This means the bomb displaces less material, whether earth or concrete, as it penetrates layers of reinforced bunkers
that makes sense.
or buildings.
I mean, they want it to go as far down as possible, right?
To almost 100 meters.
Yeah, it seems kind of obvious.
At first glance, it appears to be an ordinary 6-story residential building, complete with a solar paneled roof. However, there's more to this structure than meets the eye.
So it looks like all the other buildings, but it's like heavily reinforced to make people like think that that's not the one that it is.
What makes this building particularly noteworthy?
I love how they that's what's funny about this. So they have 5 or 6 of these buildings, and they all look the exact same from the outside. They're all built the exact same. They all have the same interior, except one connects to a basement tunnel system, right? What better way to make sure you hit the right one than to just blow everything up? Just blow everything up.
That's not the one that it is.
What makes this building
particularly... Oh, we'll have 7 buildings. Okay, we'll blow them all up. I'm sure one of them would be right?
Worthy is its underground basement, which is rumored to contain a network of tunnels. These
like the rats they are. But they got exterminated nonetheless.
Tunnels
yes,
sir. Serve as emergency escape routes, adding to the site's strategic importance. We've put together a few different scenarios to help you better understand the IDF's assassination tactics.
6 of these buildings.
The CIA and IDF would employ spies and agent to gain information on a high-value target. With a clear line of sight, the operative waits for confirmation that the high-value target has arrived at the meeting point. This target reportedly arrived at underground headquarters in the southern suburbs for a meeting with several top leaders. The tip-off was allegedly received by Israeli officials on the afternoon of Saturday, September 27th.
Ooh. So it was like one day before?
The fighter jet was expected to target and illuminate the building using its...
I don't know what's causing that. That's not me. That's him. He's doing that.
Was allegedly received by Israeli
That's part of the video. I think that Saturday, might have happened while he was streaming.
Ooh.
That, like, I don't know what this pixelation is. I don't know what the fuck that is, but that's definitely him.
Like
yeah, that's him.
The jet was expected to target and illuminate the building using its laser targeting pod, focusing on one of the specific buildings.
Okay.
Subsequently, a dozen of F-15 jets dropped not 1 but 80 bombs of various types.
God damn!
The tip of the spear would have been the bunker buster bomb that can penetrate through this 6-story building, leveling all 6 structures to the ground.
Oh my god, dude!
I didn't know they were that big. I thought it was like a 1 or a 2-story building. Holy fuck.
Process eliminating Hassan Nasrallah in the action. Let's consider scenario 2. If an Iranian spy had not assisted the IDF, a Mossad agent or soldier might have been nearby, confirming Nasrallah's location or possibly illuminating the target with a...
Yeah, that's what's happened. Is that there was like this interview with these Iranian guys, is that they tried to make a group that was supposed to catch all of the Mossad spies in the government, but then they found out that the group was full of Mossad spies, and so I think they just shut it down.
Ground-based laser. In this case, GPS coordinates would have been transmitted to the IDF. Once ready, F-15 jets would have dropped around 80 bombs of different types, leveling the entire 6-building complex.
Yeah.
The reason for dropping
That's
so many bombs was to ensure the elimination of a high-value target like Hassan Nasrallah.
Yep.
Damn,
Unfortunately,
bro.
the collateral damage resulted in a significant number of innocent civilian casualties.
That was the leader of Hezbollah.
A tragic cost associated with this operation.
That sucks.
And finally, we have scenario 3, which is the most likely. Hacking Hezbollah's communication system for the last 5 years to intercepting...
5 years. 5 years.
Encrypted messages without deploying any agents into Lebanon or Beirut.
That's insane.
Upon learning that the Hezbollah leader had arrived at the building, an F-15 fighter jets flew and dropped barrage of bombs, eliminating the entire leadership inside the underground bunker. Out of the 80 bombs used, the IDF also deployed the Mark 82 weapon, the Bunker Buster, and the GBU-39.
Oh, yeah.
Which were part of a purchase value
Look at that, it's a little baby missile.
$3 billion from the U.S.
Ooh! Wait a minute.
Which were part of a purchase valued at around $3 billion from the U.S.
Hey, that's $3 billion in the pockets, boys. Let's go.
Wait, we got $3 billion though, right? Like,
damn
it's not
straight,
like,
we better.
We didn't just give that to them, did we? Like, you know, like, we got the money for this, didn't we?
Let's take a look at how this works.
Good.
Step 1.
Okay.
First, a laser is used to illuminate the target, or GPS guidance is already assigned to it. Step 2. An F-15 jet flies near the illuminated target and the bomb is released. Step 3. Once the bomb is dropped, the guidance system at the front connects with the tail and fins. This enables the bomb to make precise adjustments, guiding it accurately to its target.
Man.
Step 4. As mentioned, this is a bunker buster bomb designed to penetrate around 6
Damn.
meters of reinforced concrete bunkers and can travel up to 100 feet of soft ground or buildings. Step 5. In the past, the GBU-28 has been equipped with a delay fuse like this one.
Yeah, this is the one that, like, they couldn't penetrate the nuclear facilities with these, which is why we bombed them last year. And so they were actually, I don't know what they were thinking, not doing something that was even more, like, secure than that.
Allowing it to detonate after penetrating its target, rather than exploding on impact. The bomb contains 700 pounds of TNT, which generates a blast radius of several hundred meters.
Jesus.
Quite
That's
significant
crazy.
for a bomb of this size.
That's huge.
As an engineering channel, we will also look into how these Mark
Is there
80
high
and
pressure about
82
using
series
nukes?
of weapon can
Yeah.
be turned into a guided bomb. When released, it falls just like a normal dumb weapon.
That's crazy.
As stated, the bomb can be fitted with a nose fuse, a tail fuse, or both simultaneously. Upon hitting the ground, the frontal fuse activates, burning the fuse conduit from the front to the back, thus creating a huge explosion. The alternative option is using the tail fuse FMU-139. This is usually used for delayed action and is set by the pilot. When it hits the target, the weight of the bomb...
I was always sad that we didn't get to see the video of that happening. Like, I would have loved to have seen one of those bombs in action and actually see it happen. Like, next time Trump uses those, he should, like, set up cameras ahead of time so people can watch it. Like, that'd be a crazy video to react to.
Penetrate the concrete surface of
I
a
think you should do
building,
that.
the fuse
Like a kill
activates
cam?
and the...
I was about to say like a kill cam.
Which creates the
Like have a
500-pound
drone or something come in
explosion
there to
after a
watch
few
it?
seconds as programmed.
Yeah.
This can create a lot of damage considering its small $4,000 price tag. We also
That's
made a
it?
deep dive into the
Damn.
sea, air, and land components of the nuclear triad.
Damn.
So subscribe for more videos to not miss a beat.
I didn't know that. Holy shit. Happened, right? I mean, that's...
Keep in mind, this all happened at the same time. This wasn't separate at all. These are all done simultaneously.
I'll look at this other
This
one.
is America's part, I think,
And these are...
because those are like obviously American.
How did the US and Israel launch a preemptive strike against Iran? Well, they used a devastating tactic called time on target. With 2 aircraft carriers
What
and
is
a
that? Does that just mean they're going to go blow them up?
fleet of destroyers, they calculated the exact math so Israeli jets and US cruise missiles hit their marks at the exact same second. Israel's main goal is assassinating Khamenei and the top leadership, while the US pounded military targets and other high-value industry. But why did Iranian air defenses fail to activate? Because the US...
Because they were Russian. They were Russian and Chinese. They got them from China. These are like China's old ones. All right, here you go, guys. Have fun.
Fights with a different kind of technology using electronic warfare from space, sea, and air. They completely blinded...
Man, that's a beautiful thing to hear, ain't it?
the
Space.
Iranian radar just as destroyers launched a swarm of cruise missiles to wipe out the anti-air systems. But wait, the war is still not over. Iran still has thousands of ballistic missiles and drones, so they hit American and Middle East allied bases, and right now, almost everyone is an open target.
Everybody's a target for Iran. I mean, I'm waiting to hear that Iran attacks China.
Honestly.
I think that there's at least a 20% chance Iran fires a missile at China. How do I know that? Because they're retarded.
No, I'll tell you why. It's because China isn't coming to their aid. That's why. I wouldn't be surprised if, in their final gasps of air, when it comes to their regime, they don't start firing missiles at anything that is around them, including China. I do. Because, like, they're at a point, you have to realize that they're at a critical mass point now where they've lost pretty much everything.
On February 28, 2026, the United States...
I mean, they tried to hit Turkey.
They hit France. I mean, they hit France, for fuck's sake. I mean...
Not gonna happen? I mean, you could have said that about Turkey, though.
Israel launched a major coordinated military offensive against Iran. Israeli officials have called their offensive Operation Roar of the Lion, while the U.S. operation has been referred to as Operation Epic Fury. The message behind the Israel and U.S. strike was clear. This wasn't just a show of force. This was a targeted move to assassinate the Supreme...
This was an annihilation. That's what this was. It was payback for all the people that this man killed whenever they were protesting in Iran. That's what this was. This is the base definition of fuck around and find out. You should have listened to the president. He gave you so much time to come to the table and make a deal. He gave you so much time. All you had to do was come to the table and make a deal. That's all you had to do.
Leader of Iran.
He gave you 4 times the amount of time he gave Maduro. And you just wouldn't do it.
They didn't really give a fuck about the Supreme Leader, honestly. I think they probably just did that to demoralize him. I think the real reason why, obviously, they're doing it is because these guys are trying to fucking build bombs and funding people that kill us. I mean, like, that's the real reason.
Military strike.
It's kind of obvious.
The ultimate target was the Supreme Leader's own compound. Yep. Missiles dialed in on highly sensitive areas. We're talking specifically around University Street, the Jamhuri district, and near Pastor Street. If you know the layout of Tehran, you know exactly...
My dad went on a rant that Iran should have been attacked whenever Bush was president. I think that we should have a much larger conversation about stomping this stuff out before it becomes problematic.
I agree.
The moment that one of these countries seems to be, like, hostile or problematic, I think that we should just go in immediately and blow them up.
Yeah.
Like, rather than waiting for them to consolidate power for, like, 5 years, just, like, the moment that, like, you know, it's like, I don't like this. Like, man, just blow them up.
Exactly what this means. This zone isn't just another neighborhood.
So the UK?
It is the absolute nerve center.
I didn't say Canada.
Government. It houses the primary day-to-day...
You have to keep in mind, this man didn't just genocide his own people. He killed a lot of Americans through proxies. Through his, like, terrorist regime proxies that he was funding. This man's killed hundreds, if not thousands of Americans. Like, this man was, by all means, the devil. Like, let's be honest here. This was bound to happen. Not to mention that there are reports now saying that he also tried to assassinate Trump like 3 different times. Now, this is floating around online. I don't know how true this is. But if that's the case, he had it coming. Like, let's be honest.
Ayatollah Ali Khamenei.
What do you mean?
But here's the catch. The IDF says they got him. An Iranian military says Khamenei was not inside his offices when the missiles actually made an impact.
Of course.
The strike may have leveled the compound, but the target slipped away. And right now, the entire region is holding its breath waiting to see what happens next.
Yeah.
But reports says Israel says Khamenei's
I
body...
guarantee you, if anybody survived that, and they were still walking, no matter what branch of the government they were on, they could be like the highest tier possible. I guarantee you they're running for their life. There's no way you don't look at all the aftermath of what just happened and you say to yourself, yeah, we can win this. I'm sorry. There's no...
Found and he's confirmed.
Unless you don't know how bad the devastation is, nah, dude.
How about that?
Listen, that first wave, it didn't hold back, not even a little. We're talking about a perfectly synchronized, overwhelming assault. The entire goal was to blind and cripple the regime all at once. First, they hit Karaj, just completely ripping through their critical industrial and aerospace hubs. Then, Tehran, the capital, rocked. Any illusion of safety they had was just completely shattered. They didn't stop there. They struck Qom, sending absolute shockwaves right through the ideological heart.
So that's what the Israel hit, right? They hit these with the jets.
Country. And if you follow this stuff, you know exactly how heavily fortified that area is. Over in the west, missiles literally rain down on Kermanshah.
North Korea said they'll sell a nuke to Iran. Sure they will.
They neutralized those launch sites before the operators could even think about powering up their radars. And then there's Isfahan, the absolute crown jewel of their nuclear and drone programs. Heavily defended, didn't matter. It just lit up the night sky.
Damn.
But how did the US and Israel actually pull off a preemptive strike on Iran? First of all, look at this map. To make this happen, they didn't just rely on local land bases. They brought 2 massive floating cities right to Iran's doorstep. Down in the
That was the thing, is I remember whenever those aircraft carriers were on the way over to Iran.
Oh, I said it whenever they had started over. I was like, oh, Iran's cooked. There's no way. And I had said up prior to this that it's bound to happen either this weekend or next weekend. I knew it was going to happen. It was just a matter of when. I even said that. I was like, it's going to happen. It's a matter of when.
I mean, everybody should have known what was going to happen. Like, at this point, it's like, geez, guys, I wonder.
Sea, you've got the USS Abraham Lincoln.
Because they knew that he wasn't going to play game. He wasn't going to play. He wasn't going to play ball with the U.S. We all knew that. It was just a matter of time when they were going to do this.
Group bearing down on the south and east.
Nobody knows.
And over in the eastern Mediterranean, the biggest, newest ship, USS Gerald R. Ford. While Israeli jets flew all the way across the Middle East to reach Iranian airspace.
Apparently, the trek across. Not only did they have to hide from the other air radars in these areas to not be detected, but they also had to refuel at a midway point using like the air refueler system, whatever the fuck that is, where they're in the sky and then they get refueled.
Absolutely critical.
That's how long the trek was.
As IDF jets reached their marks, the missiles were released. And that brings us to the most terrifying, complicated part of this entire operation, the synchronization. Military planners rely on a tactic called time on target. Look at this map.
Yeah.
You have missiles firing from submarines, cruise missiles launching from escort ships, and massive payload drops from stealth bombers. They're all deploying from completely different locations at entirely different times.
I'm going to be honest. I bet this is probably really easy to set up. I think they're making this out like this is really complicated.
No. The amount of calculating they have to do, you have to account for wind, you have to account for knots, you have to account for the ship swaying and moving left and right, you have to account for if the jets themselves get held back a certain amount of time. You have to account for refueling. You have to account for elevation. You have, like, the amount of calculation it took to make all this happen at once. Bro, they got their jobs cut out for them.
If they know how fast it's going to go, you just calculate this in like 3 seconds.
But here is the genius of it.
Like, I mean, these are like questions that you get in like 8th grade, like math.
The U.S. military machine was mathematically choreographed so everything impacted Kheraj, Tehran, Qom, Kermanshah, and Isfahan at the exact same second the Israeli jets dropped their guided bombs. It was designed to be a total systemic shock and explodes at the same time.
Gotcha, bitch.
A move to collapse the regime instantly.
So, like, they had the cruise missiles that were fired from the U.S. ships that got there and struck all their radars and their missile systems. And then the jets, at the exact same second, launched their payloads and blew up all the buildings that you saw. It was timed perfectly.
Those munitions finally
to completely cripple the Iran government and all of their defense systems.
Pure shock and awe. But why did the Iranian air defenses fail to activate? Well, to put it simply, the U.S. military operates in a completely different league. Using a highly advanced mix of electronic warfare and cyber operations.
What did we just turn it off again?
Coordinated from space to the ground, the coalition was able to inject false data directly into Iranian radar screens.
Bro, you ain't gonna win against that. I'm sorry. Whatever you think kind of badass you are, like I said, when you getting microwaved by a helicopter, no, it don't matter how many times you overpower Rambo. Technology is going to overpower Rambo and you.
Top-tier Iranian air defense systems, like their homegrown Baver and their Russian-supplied batteries, were absolutely overwhelmed by this electronic assault.
You know what's crazy is I don't doubt for a second that the Iran military wasn't pretty badass. I don't doubt for a second they weren't strong. But the issue is that America is stronger. And we have more of everything.
Turned it off? Yeah.
Actually hunt them down, the U.S. set a brilliant trap. They launched hundreds of ABM-160 MALDs, miniature air-launched decoys, to a panicked Iranian radar operator staring at a chaotic screen.
So they tried the Pearl Harbor strat.
They just overwhelmed the air control. That's crazy.
Actually worked.
So even if the satellites couldn't hack into their systems, they just deployed a shitload of drones to act as decoys. Bro.
These tiny drones look exactly like a massive squadron of F-15s or F-16s screaming toward the capital. With the door kicked wide open, 5th-generation stealth fighters, including both U.S. and Israeli F-35s with possible F-22 Raptors.
Bro, if you... Okay, so I've seen an F-22 Raptor take off once. And it was during my fire... It was whenever I was part of the fire... firefighting, you know, job and shit. And, let me tell you something. You will never see a more badass plane take off than a Raptor. They are like, dude, they're monsters. Let me just tell you that. Probably the best part of my life was watching one of those things take off, dude. It was sick. It's so badass. If you ever get the chance to watch an F-22 Raptor take off, I absolutely recommend it. You don't even have to be a plane person to like see it, because I'm not a plane person, to see an F-22 Raptor take off. It leaves you in shock every time. The speed that thing goes is it's abysmal. It is. It's crazy.
Undetected. Ultimately, the Iranian air defense network wasn't just suppressed. It was completely dismantled, at least for the time period.
Seems that way.
Because the Iranian do have a huge firepower. Tehran has fired back. In Operation Truthful Promise 4, a massive wave of missiles and drones just targeted...
You telling me they ran out of names and they're just giving them sequel numbers? Truthful... I mean, I feel like the fact that you have to have Truthful Promise 4 implies that you need to come up with a new name, because if it was such a truthful promise, you wouldn't need 4 of them. I mean, am I really like, am I the only person that's seeing this? Yeah, apparently it's not as truthful and as much of a promise as you thought.
U.S. bases in Israel.
Here's
the fallout. The
Yeah, unsinkable too. What happened to the first one? It sunk.
And while we on Generation 4, man, what happened to the other 3?
Ease Al Dafra Air Base was hit, leaving one dead from shrapnel.
Shit.
In Bahrain, the U.S. Navy's 5th HQ was directly targeted. Qatar's air defenses successfully wiped out incoming missiles, while Kuwait locked down its entire airspace under heavy fire. Meanwhile, nationwide sirens are blasting across Israel, with massive mid-air interceptions lighting up the skies over Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. If you don't want your phone and emails to get compromised like that, you should get this military-grade
You've got
VPN.
sequels are worse than the originals?
Think of Surfshark. At 9 in the morning, Israel launched more than a dozen aircraft.
I knew it.
But it's a complicated process.
I fucking knew it.
They have to navigate or entirely bypass the airspace of neighboring countries like Syria and Iraq. To avoid hostile air defenses, defense analysts...
Yeah, I was gonna say, that means that in order for them to get over there, they had to go in a hostile airspace and they didn't even get seen. Like, what is the point of having y'all's defense systems if all you guys are getting immediately, like, disregarded as an inconvenience? Israel flew these planes over Iraq as a mere inconvenience. That's all they were. Their radars didn't detect them. They did nothing. And if they did, I doubt that Iraq was going to do anything anyway.
Estimate the actual...
I don't think that's what happened. I bet Syria and Iraq let them do it.
Probably, yeah.
That's what I think probably happened. Like, I don't think these people are, like, really allies with Iran. That's logically what it was.
Well, I mean, think about how difficult it is to, like, for America to try and make this man come to the table and do a deal. you know that there's probably a lot of tension in these three parts of the world right here. Like, let's be honest.
Because, like, didn't the guy Al-Shara from Syria, didn't he say today that, like, they were against Iran anyway?
I think it was Iraq, wasn't it? I thought the guy from Iraq said that.
I'm pretty
Maybe
sure
I'm
he said
wrong.
that straight out.
Flight distance to reach central Iran is between 930 and 1,000.
Yeah, he did.
Damn.
I don't know if Iraq definitely not.
I
Iraq
think
is?
from the top of... How many miles is it from the bottom of Texas to the top of Minnesota? Okay, so the drive from the bottom of Minnesota, the bottom of Texas to the top of Minnesota is 1,600 miles. To give you a rough estimate, that's about the length of the U.S.
I don't know. Syria is definitely against Iran? Yeah, bro. Trump didn't invite him to the White House for nothing, man.
240 miles each way. Although this routes may seem straightforward, they'd involve complex planning, including calculations for air refueling and coordinating attack aircraft to pass through Jordan, Syria, and Iraq.
Syria hates Iran big time.
Israel and U.S. strategy was to attack Iran in 3 waves. The first wave targeted surface air-to-air sites, radar installations, and Iran's air defense headquarters in Tehran, Elam, and Khuzestan. The second wave focused on destroying ballistic missiles, and finally, the third wave targeted military manufacturing industries. Kicking down the door. The attack begins not with manned aircraft, but with robotic...
Sorry, the width of the U.S., not the length, the width.
...precision from the sea. The goal is simple. Blind the enemy's eyes, their radars, and silence their voice, their command and
shut
control.
down all their shit.
In the Persian Gulf and the Northern Arabian Sea, Arleigh Burke-class destroyers, ships like the U.S.
Man, if you've never seen... here's a good movie for y'all to go watch. It's a great fucking movie. Battleship. Battleship is an amazing movie. If you have never seen it, it's amazing. I absolutely recommend it. It leans more on like the fucking, sci-fi aspect of it, but overall, amazing movie.
Thomas Hudner received the launch order. The vertical launch system sells his open, and moments later, dozens of Tomahawk land attack missiles erupt from the decks. These missiles fly at subsonic speeds, humming the terrain in what we call nap of the earth flight to stay below the radar horizon.
So are those the ones that we saw on that ship that were just like flying right by?
It's called Battleship. It's based off of like the actual board game Battleship. Funny enough.
They are programmed to loiter and strike simultaneously. Their warheads slam into S-300 and S-400 radar sites and command bunkers. They degrade the integrated air defense system, effectively carving out safe corridors for the pilots who are minutes behind them. 30 minutes past each hour. While the Tomahawks are still impacting, the silver bullets of the U.S. Air Force are already deep inside hostile airspace. These are the B-2 Spirit stealth bombers. With the
that all we're ever really going to see is the B-2 bomber. I guarantee you we're already at the B-5 or B-6 era. I guarantee you. We probably got shit that's so undetectable they don't even have to unveil it.
Air defense network fractured by Tomahawk cruise missiles.
I'm telling y'all, like, the moment that they bring in the next... at a certain point, like, if there's another conflict, it would be crazy if they unveiled, like, another one that's, like, even more, like, farther beyond that.
Usually
like,
fired
they
from
have that
destroyers
shit.
hundreds of miles away. The path is now clear. Now comes the strategic
did?
sites like
I
nuclear
haven't seen it.
bunkers, which can be bombed by
P3?
B-2 Spirit, the tip of the spear. Launching from bases in Jordan and the UAE, squadrons of F-15
B-21.
Strike
I already
Eagles
saw that.
roar into the theater.
That's like
These
just
are
a
the bomb
smaller and
trucks
more
of the
cost-effective
operation.
Damn, so they had stuff coming in from Jordan too? Jesus, so Israel, Jordan, and America hit these people all at once. Just one big freaking boom.
Each F-15 is heavily laden with GDMs and
Like-
small diameter bombs. Interestingly, it can carry up to 19 GDAMs or 28
Oh, shit, thanks for the 5. But there's a few bucks for a little something, something. Thank you so much. Why the hell is the name so jacked on this? Like, why can't I see the names whenever people post it? Alex. Thank you, Alex. I do love coffee. I actually loved coffee so much I had to stop drinking it. Because it was messing me up, son. It was messing me up.
diameter weapons, while the B-2s
Oh, trust me, that money will definitely go to you,
so
so.
mobile targets.
Uh-oh.
Thought that was my
Their
phone.
AESA radars scan the ground for ballistic missile launchers hiding in valleys. Working in pairs, they drop
So
precision
it's like a vacuum cleaner.
bombs on missile convoys, hangars, and secondary command nodes. Once they are Winchester, out of ammo, or low on fuel, they don't go home yet. They connect to this tanker common launch tube that fits into almost any aircraft's existing fuel hatch.
This is crazy to me. This is mind-blowing. This is actually crazy. There's actually another movie that has, oh my god, the main actor of Deadpool. Movies? Stealth. Stealth. The movie's name is Stealth. If you've seen Stealth with Ryan Reynolds, that's also another really good movie. It's about an AI jet that goes rogue, and the music and the theme of that entire movie is so fucking good. Oh my god, dude, that movie is so good. So good. Stealth is the name of that movie.
They
I'm
retreat
gonna
to
be
the
real, like, I actually think this is, like, one of the coolest fucking things. It's like how they can refuel in the air. Like, that to me is fucking nuts.
those tanker tracks established in Phase 1.
Like, I feel
taking
like
on
that's
thousands
more impressive than the fact that they have a jet.
of pounds of jet
Air
fuel in
refueling is
midair
wild? Yeah,
before
like,
turning
what the
back for a
fuck?
second sortie. 2 hours past H hour.
The amount of precision flying you would have to do to get that shit to link, that, like, a lot of people don't understand the like level of the flying ability of these pilots to be able to link up with another airplane in mid-flight and get refueled is insane. That's crazy to think about.
Staying the pressure, the U.S. Navy's floating air bases enter the fight. Cruising in the Arabian Sea, a carrier strike group turns into the wind. Steam and electromagnetic catapults begin launching aircraft every 30 seconds. FA-18 Super Hornets launch carrying anti-radiation
Electromagnetic catapult. So I'm assuming that there's like some sort of like powered electrical system that's underneath this that they activate, kind of like cascading, that helps the jet go faster. That's a magnet. Okay, it's a magnet, right? Okay.
missiles. Their job is DAD.
I didn't know they
destruction of
used that,
enemy air
honestly.
defenses. They are hunting down any surviving radar operators foolish enough to turn their systems on. Meanwhile, F-35 Sea Lightning push forward to gather intelligence and strike high-threat
Fucking
targets
magnets, how they work.
that
It's
the
a
older
miracle.
jets cannot reach. Orbiting far
Damn, so
behind
all this hit Iran at the, like, this entire thing hit Iran at the exact same time.
them are the E-2D Hawkeyes, the quarterbacks in the sky, managing the massive traffic of hundreds
This
of
is America.
jets. By sunrise, the first wave is over. The eyes of the enemy air defense have been blinded by Tomahawks.
Jesus.
The heart of the nuclear program has been crushed by B-2s, and the limbs of the missile forces have been severed by F-15 and carrier aircraft. We make original videos.
If this
from
is actually as big,
And think about that. Then you had the Israeli pilots that dropped those bombs that took out the entire government and a bunch of other buildings as well. Dude, they got completely this all happened at the exact same time. We completely synchronized with Israel and literally decimated the Iran government and everything that it was. It's crazy, man. That's crazy. Oh, by the way, we got Tim Walls too, so don't forget about that. If you guys are new to the channel, stick around. We do this Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 11:30. We got a channel membership where we got exclusive emotes. If I get enough people to sign on to the membership thing, then I'll probably start doing is like a members only release where I'll have, like, I usually have videos up, but I don't have them visible until starting at like 2:30, or on the weekend I have them starting at 2:30. I'll probably just make them for like members. So like if you, well, not like members only, but members only at start, but then at 2:30, whenever it's the normal time, it'll automatically just be released. So you might be able to see stuff early, and including the weekend stuff. So stick around, hit the like button on the stream if you haven't yet, helps out. Yeah, all the good stuff. We do big new trending drama, whatever seems to be the talk of the town, I guess.
The community manager of Godot said, "Can we get proof that you take showers?"
This is old. I don't care about this. Let's move on from that.
Front, to put it mildly, I would say. Somebody said, on a scale of 10, where would you rate it? I said about a 15. And we're going to continue to do well. We have the greatest military in the world by far.
Well, yeah, we do. Of course we do. We do. We're the richest country in the world. And you know what's crazy is that a lot of people sleep on the fact that our economy is linked to every other country's economy in the world. You can get stocks on our stock market from any country in the world. That's why we have the most money. That's why we have the most military. It's crazy when these other countries that are supposed to be helping us. By the way, Spain folded to the U.S. Spain is helping the U.S. now, and they should. They should. You know, we shouldn't even have to ask them. They should just be involved. The fact that they even had to sit there and act the way they did is disgusting. I love to see these people that call themselves our allies, that make us pay into a pot that we have to enforce, that don't even want to get involved when it involves everybody in the world. I love to see it.
And that was a tremendous threat to us for many years. 47 years they've been killing our people and killing people from all over the world. And
this is live.
I think we have great support. And I think if we didn't do it first, they would have done it to Israel and give us a shot if that was possible. And if we didn't terminate the worst deal, one of the worst deals ever made, the Obama nuclear deal, I call it the Obama nuclear deal, where he gave everything to Iran.
That's a long name.
Well, they come crying when they're in trouble because they know that we can get the fucking job done. And it's sad that these people have lived in their comfortable little reality for so long, they forget the reason why they're not German right now. Makes me sick to my stomach. It does.
Nuclear weapon. It was a road to a nuclear weapon. Bad things would have happened 4 years ago because they would have had a weapon 4 years ago.
They forget their place.
I didn't terminate that deal. So we're in a very strong position now, and their leadership is just rapidly going. Everybody that
thanks Obama
seems to want to be a leader, they end up dead.
They sure do.
It's an amazing thing that's taking place before your eyes, because for 47 years we were pushed around, and we shouldn't have been. And I think I can say, and you see it as well as I do, you see the tremendous progress that's being made. Their missiles are being wiped out rapidly. Their launchers are being wiped out. They're attacking their neighbors. They're attacking their, in some cases, allies, or not so long ago allies. And, you know, it's really a nation that was out of control, and they would have used it on us if we let them. If we waited any longer.
Hypersonic missile on a stick to Tel Aviv and Iran. Uh-oh, here it is. Oh, wow! Look at that. It's fake. Probably some bullshit, right? Some meme. Wow. That's crazy. So clearly AI? Yeah, I guess so.
These are the videos. So these are the videos that they are removing. So if you don't know, on Twitch, they cracked down. This is AI. This is an AI video. They had to crack down on these fake videos that were being published by these hacked accounts on I'm sorry, not Twitch, Twitter. On Twitter. They had to crack down on this because they were spreading misinformation, and they also suspended the Iran accounts that were posting these AI videos of them blowing up American naval ships and stuff like that. They suspended those accounts, and they also removed a bunch of AI videos that were made to spread misinformation about what's going on in Israel and stuff. And it's kind of funny because the comments that you see at the bottom of these videos, even the ones that, even now that they've cracked down on it, that have the amount of accounts that have fallen for this are amazing to me. The amount of people that watch these videos and think they're real, it blows my fucking mind. It does. And you want to tell other people to get fresh air? Maybe you should look at your phone more so that way you can tell what's real and what's not. I mean, shit.
That's crazy.
Maybe you ain't looking at it enough.
Yeah, I guess so. Iranian Mike, today's images in Tel Aviv show the real impact of their missiles. Not even the most advanced shield could prevent the strike of the city. We're not sure whether that's it or not. U.S. has used its new precision strike missile in a battle for the first time. The weapon system is next generation surface-to-surface ballistic missile designed to replace the aging ASIMs. Okay, what is this?
So this is some kind of new missile.
Using.
Goddamn thing looks like a rocket, man. Damn! That is some crazy looking shit. That's so cool.
Nope.
That's cool. I'm sorry, that's so cool.
God damn.
Yo, they wouldn't even have to pay me to show up to something like that. I would just show up. I'd bring a lawn chair, man. I'd be like, yo, pass me some drinks, man. Let's enjoy the show. Yo, just imagine how many times they have to launch these missiles before they work. What's crazy is that people would pay to go and watch this. The government could make a lot of money if they just allowed people to come during their rocket tests and just let this pay to get in, straight up, like a show or something. People would pay. I would pay for that. I would want to be all over that shit.
Up and off. Weapon system and next generation surface ballistic missile designed to replace aging ASIMs. All right. And oh no! Allah Akbar! Iran is continuously slamming hypersonic missiles on Israel.
It's fake. It's another fake video. YouTube, this is fake. It's a fake AI-generated video. It was removed. Just so we're aware. The account that posted this has been suspended. It's gone.
Israel.
Gotta give double the views. Thanks, Zorga Rush 2.
Damn. Damn. Oh, look at this. That's big.
It's fake.
That's real big.
It's fake. It's a fake video. It was AI generated. People have put it into Grok to see how fake it is. It is 100% fake. It's not real. The accounts that have been posting these have been suspended. They're gone.
And the audio, let's see, when did this happen? Grok, is this real? And Grok is dead. Uh-oh. It looks like there's no images. Launches, okay, no, that's not really it at all. It's hard to say. Is this, okay, they're not even sure about this yet. Correct it for us. What does it say? I don't even know. It doesn't fucking translate. Those are hypersonic missiles? I guess so. And Trump is taking questions. He's not taking questions already. There's no behind it. This is important. So we have...
Okay, so this is very interesting. So there was a lady that was former Congresswoman, Taylor Greene, is posting this picture of this mass grave. There's no actual bodies here. These are all people trying to dig out the holes. And then she's trying to say that this is the Iran school that got bombed. These are all the kids that they're going to put in these graves. This is a grave that was dug specifically for COVID victims during COVID. And this wasn't even in Iran. This was somewhere else. So you really have to be careful with this misinformation that you're getting online. You do.
Former Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, with 5.3 million followers, is retweeting a mass grave from 2021 Indonesia that is trying to create the implication that it happened in Iran.
I don't know. I don't know how. Well, she is former Congresswoman. She is a former Congresswoman. And I can see why. Just straight up misinformation.
Yep. I want y'all to see this. Fucking traitor. What, former? Absolutely. And, yeah, she fell off, and that's why she quit. She just retarded. This photo was from Iran. So let's see if she corrected herself. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Imagine murdering countless innocent people in a foreign country, expecting them to be grateful you freed them from their government.
I know, right? It's crazy. I don't understand how they could have, they killed so many Americans. How dare they? Those bastards. How dare they? That's crazy. She's right. She's absolutely right. They killed so many Americans over the years. Like, it's got to be well over, 30,000 Americans? Not to mention their own people, man. That's terrible. She's right.
Apocalyptic scenes in Tehran. We'll look at this in a few minutes, but next. So she never even corrected herself. So
she's not going to either. That's what a lot of people don't really understand about these people that are spinning these false narratives. If they're not talking, because they know that they can't talk a certain way, they can't own something. Like, for example, if she came forward and said, I took these pictures and I know what's going on, and she got questioned for it, she couldn't dig a hole out of it. That's a lot of these people that vague talk, they don't want to claim ownership. They, like, the minute they get questioned, they're just like, oh, well, that's what I heard. That's why usually I'm like, I've heard this, I don't know if it's true. I don't just say it and then be like, later when I get asked the question, it's, no, you have to be like, I heard this, X, Y, and Z. Here's the picture. I don't know if it's true or not. If it is, that sucks. If not, then, well, damn it, But they want to spin this narrative on purpose. Whenever you accidentally spin a narrative because you're trying to keep on top of everything, you make that very known. Hey, I don't know if this is true or not. But this, unfortunately, is true. What she's doing is spinning a false narrative to push some weird fucking goal, and it's disgusting. It is. It's gross. I don't understand why these people do this. In my opinion, especially during time like this where it's war, you should just be charged for treason and misinformation. Like, at this point. Especially if you're a former congresswoman, this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable.
She's never corrected herself or said anything about, oh, this actually wasn't from Iran or anything else about this. The hubris, and she's even replying to people's comments as well. Isn't this amazing? Wow. That is so sad. The Telegraph posted that same picture. Well, then they're retarded too. And, yeah, she doesn't give a fuck, and unless it hurts her check, I guess so. But I just want y'all to see this is the way these people think, right? Like, they have no obligation or desire to try to tell the truth, and to the extent that they get caught in a lie, they just ignore it and move away from it. And call her out, write a comment. I thought about it, I just didn't, really. I probably should. What? This is in Tehran. Oh, Jesus. Jesus, holy fuck. Where they got this information, and where is it? Witnesses distress. That's what they're doing, and you're seeing a lot of people doing that, putting forward these, oh, here we go. And breaking Hezbollah underground tunnel launch system missile in Iran's missile strategy.
Oh, what the fuck?
Let me guess.
Whoa, what is this audio? Whoa! What is this audio?
Here we go.
What is that?
Yeah. See, oh wow, now it's gonna.
So they're trying to say that they have more missile. Let me tell you something. If they had more missile systems buried under the dirt, why is it that their strikes to all these different places have decreased by over 60%? They've decreased by 60%. I actually think that was, I checked that a couple days ago, and it's gone down by even more. So if they've got all these missiles and they've got all these extra emplacements, they got all these extra launchers and all these men running around, then why aren't they using them? What are they waiting for? What are they gonna do? Like,
wow, this is smart. Oh,
what happened to his
guys? And nobody ever thought of this. Is Israel fighting a war on every single front? Well, I don't know about that. I have no idea. Watch this. this is from something else. I have no idea. It's hard to say. And yeah, AI working overtime, so obviously fake. I mean, they did that with the Olympics too, right? And so it's hard to say whether it's real or not. And you see something like that. Whenever I look at this stuff, like
Iranian fighter jets that was over the capital of Tehran.
Damn.
As all of this is
this if they're going to show the footage, but they apparently fought some guy. What is this here? Just a second. Fact check. More fake news about the Iranian regime. The regime claims U.S. forces are withdrawing. They sank a U.S. destroyer. IRGC claims to have taken down a U.S. fighter aircraft. The regime claims that they've killed 100 U.S. Marines. All lies. U.S. forces are expanding. U.S. forces sank 20-plus regime vessels. Over a 4-day period, U.S. forces have reduced Iranian regime drone launches by 73% and ballistic missile launches by 86%.
Holy shit! Bro, they're getting obliterated out there, and they're still trying to spin off false information. Holy.
Drone launches by 73% and ballistic missile launches by 86%. Yeah, and that's what it seems like, right? I mean, we'll have to wait and see.
Bro, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, and...
What the fuck is that, guys? Guys. What the fuck is that? Come on.
That's what it seems like, right? I mean, we'll have to wait and see. And Hexeth gave a short speech earlier. Yeah, let me see if I can look at this. But yeah, they blew up this ship as well, which I think is great. And obviously, it's a good thing. I mean, they should blow up every single ship they have. That's my opinion, right? And it's pretty fucking obvious that's what you should do. But yeah, what is this here? The ship was returning from international naval exercise in India around Indian waters. Shouldn't have been on the water. If you didn't want to get hit by the submarine, you shouldn't have had your ship in there. That's it. You see the
Yes, I love that. That's the new thing they're complaining about now. You blew up a ship in international water. Motherfucker, it's wartime. What do you mean? Of course we did. That's what happens. You didn't surrender. You're still being combative. Big surprise, you put a ship in international water, it got blown the fuck up. Duh. Surrender and it won't get blown up. Come on. And then they complained about all the sailors that were on the ship that, like, obviously drowned. And it's like, well, yeah? What do you think? The Americans are just going to pull them out of the water? I mean, they could have guns. Jesus Christ. Like, tell me you're privileged without... These people have lived in comfort for so fucking long. They don't even understand what war looks like.
In the video game, I saw somebody posted it on my Reddit, but I haven't seen it yet. And let me see if I can pull this up and I'll find it. What is this? This is earlier? Okay. What did he say? Is this the one? Okay, it's like 10 minutes. This is it? Okay.
Well, good morning. I stand before you today with one unmistakable message about Operation Epic Fury. America is winning. Decisively, devastatingly, and
And obviously. I mean, let's be fucking obvious.
Without mercy. Under the direct command of President Trump, the War Department unleashed this operation early Saturday morning.
Bro literally rained down hell onto these people. He did. He literally rained down hell.
Just 4 days ago.
Epic
which means
Fury.
We need to remember two things. First, we are only 4 days into this. Metrics are
4 days? 86% of everything they own is just gone. Oh man, it's a good thing that this is like Iraq, right? Another 20-year war. Sure. Whatever you say.
Shifting, dust is settling, and more forces are arriving. It's very early. And as President Trump has said, we will take all the time we need to make sure that we succeed.
Well, yeah, I would hope
Second, we are only 4 days into this, and the results have been incredible. Historic, really. Only the United States.
Who knew bombing them would work?
Not everybody owns stocks. Rich people, the 1%, own stocks. That's who stocks affect. I don't give a fuck about stocks or the GDP. I don't give a fuck about that. But you in a wrong chat. A bunch of real people up in here, man. You in a wrong chat.
America could lead this. Only us. But when you add the Israeli Defense Forces, a devastatingly capable force, the combination is sheer destruction for our radical Islamist Iranian adversaries.
Oof.
They are toast, and they know it.
Toast, and they're
Well, yeah, the only thing they have left are their words and this AI nonsense that they're pushing on Twitter. They're so cooked that they're trying to cook up false narratives just to seem like they're winning and keep the IRGC fighting. There's no way, man.
He really does these a lot, huh?
Or at least soon enough, they will know it.
How about that?
And we have only just begun to hunt, dismantle, demoralize, destroy, and defeat their capabilities. Just 4 days in.
That's right.
Starting last night and to be completed in a few days, in under a week, the two most powerful air forces in the world will have complete control of Iranian skies, uncontested airspace.
That means we're gonna be able to fly a damn Boeing plane over that bitch and ain't nobody gonna do a damn thing about it. That's what the fuck that means. That means that we own their skies. We'll be able to fly whatever we want, whenever we want, however long we want over their skies.
Jesus. Holy shit.
I hope all the folks watching understand what uncontested airspace and complete control means.
Okay.
It means we will fly.
Thought they already did.
All day.
I think that we shut down their ability to fly, but now he's saying that like they're gonna shut down their ability to shoot anything down, basically.
All night.
That's right, guys. You know, with our ships and stuff being blown up in the ocean, man, damn, I guess we should really learn a lesson from this. All that media that they were posting, dang, I guess it was right. Darn.
In night, finding, fixing, and finishing
I think
the
that's what he's
missiles and
saying.
defense industrial base of the Iranian military. Finding and fixing their leaders and their military leaders.
Yeah.
Flying over Tehran, flying over Iran, flying over their capital, flying over the IRGC. Iranian leaders looking up and seeing only U.S. and Israeli air power.
Yep.
Every minute of every day until we...
If they can, like, I don't know if this would be a security thing. If they can, they should try to fly a B-2 bomber over that shit. Like, just in the middle of the day. In the middle of the day, bro, just fly that right over the city. Right there it is.
We decide it's over.
It's coming, yeah.
And Iran...
Yo, how much of a big dick maneuver would it be if they just put the Iranian flag on the bottom of one of those B-2 bombers and they flew it through the cities? You know, to show their support to Iran, to the people there. Think about how big dick that would be. Yo, low-key, we should do that. We should have, like, a couple of those B-2 bombers fly over during the middle of the day with the Iran flag, like, on the bottom of them to show our support. We should totally fucking do that shit, dude.
Be able to do nothing about it. B-2s, B-52s,
like just, fly low enough to where they could see it.
Predator drones,
there
fighters,
it is. Okay.
Controlling the skies, picking targets. Death and destruction from the sky all day long.
Jesus.
We're playing for keeps. Our warfighters have maximum authorities granted personally by the president and yours truly. Our rules of engagement are bold, precise, and designed to unleash American power, not shackle it. This was never meant to be a fair fight.
Obviously.
And it is not a fair fight. We are punching them while they're down, which is...
I've been waiting on this. I have been like, thank God we finally
We completely crushed the Iran regime. We did. We completely obliterate any doubt that anyone has that, oh well, Afghanistan and Iraq, that was meant to be like that for money. We could have done this a long time ago to any country in the world, including Afghanistan, Iraq. We didn't, because it was a money game for those fuckers. A lot of Americans lost their lives to that shit too. America is most likely never going to do that again.
Have somebody who's actually trying to win rather than put out some kind of bullshit.
Exactly.
As you should. This is insane. It's not fair. We're beating them while they're down. We're gonna kill them all. That's it.
Is not a fair fight.
Jesus.
We are punching them while they're down.
Oh.
Which is exactly how it should be.
True.
Thus far, Operation Epic Fury has delivered twice the
You
air
can't
power.
say they didn't ask for it. I mean, they advocated for the death of Americans for years. They killed so many of the Iranians that were even in their own country. And then to boot, they just wouldn't come to the table after weeks and even months of being warned this would happen. Like, when do you let sympathy turn into simple lists? Like, let's be honest here.
Of shock and awe of Iraq in 2003, minus Paul
Wait, so
Bremer.
this is twice as bad as 2003 in Iraq? Oh my God.
And the nation building. The campaign has 7 times the intensity of Israel's previous operations against Iran during the 12-day war. 7 times. And as President Trump said, more and larger waves are coming. We are just getting started.
God damn. God damn. And you know what's sad? I believe him. This isn't like any of the other presidents we've had in the past, 16 years. I believe him. I don't even think this is the same goddamn person from 4 years ago. I don't. This is a whole different ballgame kind of Trump. This dude's not fucking around.
See that, and the thing is that every single day the explosions do get bigger. They do. Like today, the different buildings that they blew up, they were bigger than the ones they blew up the day before.
We are accelerating, not decelerating. Iran's capabilities are evaporating by the hour, while American strength grows fiercer, smarter, and utterly dominant. More bombers and more fighters are arriving just today. And now, with complete...
I do think that if Trump ends up, winning this effectively, right, and coming out ahead with this whole, situation, I think that if he comes back and, on the way back from Iran, he just gets Cuba on the way back, as I said, I think that he could run for a third term. And I know people would not want to hear that. You might say, what about what about the amendment? I'm telling you what I think could happen.
I genuinely think he's right. That's the crazy part. I know that the Constitution says otherwise, but I guarantee you, if you get enough of these people, they can just change the Constitution. They can. If people want a president to be in power that badly, they'll do whatever it takes. It's going to be, I love that these people use pieces of paper and lines on a piece of paper as law. Well, laws change. Laws get deleted, yeeted. Laws get rewritten. Laws get reinterpreted. Just because it's on a piece of paper doesn't mean that it's permanent. And that's what a lot of people don't seem to understand, is that some laws are good, some laws are, let's be honest, they're kind of weird. But they're all meant to be changed and done over and reinterpreted and redone, and that's a democracy. That's why it's called the United States Constitution. It's
I'm not thinking about that. I'm telling you what I think could happen.
Control of the skies.
Oh, yeah, somebody a side quest, that reminded me. We're also blowing people up in...
Who makes the laws? Who the fuck do you think makes the laws? We do. As a collective majority, we can change them at will.
was it Ethiopia right now too? I'm not sure. It was so Ecuador.
We will be using 500-pound, 1,000-pound, and 2,000-pound GPS and laser-guided precision gravity bombs, of which we have a
gravity bomb. Gravity bomb? What the fuck is a gravity bomb? What does that do?
We will be using 500-pound, 1,000-pound, and 2,000-pound GPS and laser-guided precision gravity bombs.
Yeah. So is that like when they drop it, gravity takes it the rest of the way? I would assume he's referring to like a bunker buster, right?
Of which we have a nearly unlimited stockpile. We used more exquisite standoff munitions at the start, but no longer need to.
Yeah, of course.
Our stockpiles of those, as well as Patriots, remains extremely strong. The enemy can no longer shoot the volume of missiles they once did, not even close. And the chairman will lay out some of those percentages. So our air defenses and that of our allies have plenty of runway. We can sustain this fight easily for as long as we need to. And as I said yesterday, we set the terms. Now, you may not see much of it because the IRGC shut off the internet to the entirety of the country. They blind their people on purpose.
Well, they blind the whole world because they don't want. The thing is, like, whenever a video comes out of the IRGC that just like is standing on the street, and there's like an apartment building, and some guy's flying the wrong flag, and they just start shooting an AK-47 at the apartment building, like that looks bad, like, you know, like on a PR level, right? Because like, oh, wait a minute, oh, you're the victim? Well, then why are you shooting random apartment buildings?
Like they kill their own.
Well, yeah, that's the first thing that I thought of whenever they were complaining about that school that got blown up. I was like, but you guys are literally bombing civilian places. You've done that in Israel for years now. Why are you complaining about a school? I mean, I get it sucks. Like, don't get me wrong, it sucks. But why would you put a school next to a military base? Why would you do that? Unless it's to spin the media in a way that is just wrong. But you're complaining about that when you're literally trying to blow up buildings with civilians in it, not even military targets. Well, what the fuck are we doing here?
On purpose.
Yeah.
You know, that's the same kind of argument that I feel like a lot of these people that have, you know, like these crazy people that are like for example, the stuff that was going on in Minneapolis. Wouldn't it be interesting if now that their regime has fallen, that this negativity towards USA stops? Think about it. Like, what if spam calls stopped because of this? I think about that sometimes. I would just be sitting there, like, laying in bed and being like, I wonder if them doing this to Iran would make spam calls stop. I wonder if them doing this to Iran would make all the negative comments that seem like bots stop. Like, especially whenever they're, like, vague posting comments. They're being vague, so they're not, like, trying to tangle with the argument. They're just trying to attack you, or they're just trying to attack you as a person, you know? And it's like, I wonder if it would stop if that happened. I think about the craziest shit.
Which was made of the volume of missiles Iran was able to shoot in the first few days. Mm-hmm. And sadly, as we projected, a few got through and killed 6 of our best, who will hopefully arrive home soon.
That's sad.
We will avenge them, no doubt. But I liken Iran's predicament to a football team who scripted the first 20 plays of a game. The team knew what plays to run because their first few drives were scripted.
Yeah, of course they knew what they were going to do.
But now that the game has started and the blitz is on, they don't know what plays to call.
I think a better analysis would be that you're in a football game and then the other football team shoots your coach, and then they shoot the quarterback, and then they drop a grenade on the bench, and then it blows up the second quarterback. And so now you've got to figure out, okay, well, who can throw a ball here? Can somebody throw a ball? Oh, he can throw. Oh, wait, fuck, he's dead now. Shit. Okay, all right. Can anybody else throw a ball? What do you mean nobody wants the ball?
My God.
let alone how to get in the huddle and call those
That's
plays.
not football.
Iran's senior leaders are dead.
They said it wasn't fair.
The so-called governing council that might have selected a successor, dead, missing, or cowering in bunkers, too terrified to even occupy the same room. Senior generals, mid-level officers, enlisted ranks, they can't talk or communicate, let alone mount
Jesus.
a coordinated and sustained offensive.
Bro, he just talked
That's
shit
not
on him,
great
huh?
for morale.
Oh my God.
The Iranian Air Force is no more.
Somebody says, thank you for actually supporting America. The number of right-wing platforms that have turned tail to condemn military intervention in Iran is absolutely disgusting.
I would like to inform you guys that a lot of the videos that I have been posting about this have been demonetized, including the streams. But we're still doing it anyway. That's right, we're still doing it. I don't give a fuck. A lot of them have been, even on TikTok. The amount of pushback for this is disgusting.
You know why, right? It's because a lot of them are audience captured by international audiences. And it's more important to them to maintain that audience of America haters than to maintain integrity. That's the real reason why. And for me, right, I mean, I have a lot of my viewers are in the Middle East. Like, I have a lot of viewers in the Middle East. And, like, there's all these Arab guys come in, like, donate a fucking 100 subs, right? So, like, the thing is that it's not even, I think that's a false identity. It's a false thing that you even have to go after. You have the most international audience. You guys want to see my audience?
Defeated, pick your adjective.
Says this shit?
Adjective. In fact, last active Destiny and Navy.
They're dead. All right, well.
In 2026. Built for 1996, destroyed in 2026.
Damn. Well, there it is.
The Iranian
I did not even realize that there was music playing in the background of this. Well, this stream's getting monetized.
At the bottom of the Persian Gulf.
Oh.
Combat ineffective, decimated, destroyed, defeated. Pick your adjective.
They did not like, YouTube did not like the video that we covered on the new, it was like a new Iran drone carrier that they had. They did not like me saying that it was brand new and now it's a coral reef at the title of those videos. It was brand new. They didn't even get a chance to use that piece of shit, and it's just at the bottom of the ocean now.
In fact, last night, we sunk their prize ship, the Soleimani.
Oh.
Looks like POTUS got him twice.
Damn. Damn. You just gonna say it like that, huh? Just gonna put it out there. Bro just took his dick out and set it on the table and it made a thud.
This is the Secretary of War? He just says this shit? Oh my God. Double tapped him? Yeah. It's cold-blooded. I guess so. Holy fuck. It's a roast session? Yes.
Looks like POTUS got him twice.
Man.
Their Navy not a factor. Pick your adjective. It is no more. In fact, yesterday, in the Indian Ocean,
what about
we'll play it
him?
on the screen there, an American submarine.
He's playing a kill cam now? That's great.
Sunk an Iranian warship that thought it was safe in international waters.
They thought.
That's what I've been saying, boys. It's not about what you see. You don't know what's under that water and you don't know what's in the sky. You only see the ships. You don't know what's under that water. We don't know what's under that goddamn water. We don't know what's in the sky. If we don't know what's in that sky and we don't know what's under the water, as an enemy, you should be terrified. You should be. You should be scared. They figured out where this man was underneath his own fucking house. They knew he wasn't in the deeper part of the bunker that was protected. They knew that he was in between the deeper part of the bunker that would have protected him and his house. They knew that, and they got him. You should be fucking terrified.
Apparently not. Now they're dead.
Instead, it was sunk by a torpedo. Quiet death. The first sinking of an enemy ship.
And you still want to tell me that the ships that were zooming across the ocean, going like 70 knots, were fishing boats? At what point does this dishonesty just stop? Seriously. Come on.
Torpedo since World War II. Like in that war, back when we were still the War Department, we were fighting to win.
Bro, like, okay. Bro, playing the game? Yeah.
Also, yesterday, the leader of the unit who attempted to assassinate President Trump has been hunted down and killed.
Got him.
Damn.
Iran tried to kill
So they did try to do it. Damn.
President Trump.
So Uno reverse.
And President Trump got the last laugh. Now,
holy shit. Holy shit.
Laughing now.
This is not a mission accomplished situation. This is simply a reality check. The combination of U.S. and Israeli intelligence and combat power will control Iran, and will control it soon. Sure, Iran will still be able to shoot some missiles, and still be able to launch one-way attack drones at civilian targets.
They can fly more lawnmowers into buildings. Oh, wow, this is the strategic asset of the hotel in Dubai. Why are you attacking that? Because fuck you, that's why. Why are you shooting a missile at Turkey? Because fuck you, that's why.
And their proxies will attempt to attack our embassies, bases, and soft targets.
Winning, of course.
They are terrorists, after all. And they need to target civilians.
Yep.
That's what they do.
Because they can't fight toe-to-toe. But we will find them.
We'll get them.
We will kill them.
Well, the whole terrorist mentality falls apart when the people aren't scared to die during protests, and that's what happened in Iran. Your terrorist regime, to keep people scared of you in fear of death, completely falls apart when their way of living is so hindered that they only have the choice of death or starving to death. That's where you lose as a regime. It is. Like, we are witnessing the end of an empire, whether they wanted it or not. If it wouldn't have been us, the Iranian people would have ended up doing this regardless. It was just a matter of time.
This is what the...
It's crazy that, like, I feel like anybody... I mean, there's a reason, listen, there's a reason why military recruitment is at an all-time high. There is. Like, holy shit. It's only a matter of time. Yeah,
and they need to target civilians because they can't fight toe-to-toe. But we will find them.
I think you should just be sent to the Shadow Realm because you're retarded. How about that? Bro over here saying the American Empire's ending too, dude. Who the fuck is going to end it? Iran's not.
And we will kill them. This is what the fake news misses.
Yeah, I guess so. Straight out of a COD campaign? Yeah, he does. He talks like he's like a, he talks like he's like a lieutenant or something like that in Starship Troopers.
Well, they're saying it's an empire now simply because the fascism card's not working, the Nazi card's not working. It's not working for them anymore, so they have to find a new name, unfortunately for them.
Or like this is at the beginning of like a Call of Duty mission. Yeah.
The U.S. pulled up those UAVs, man. No, you got Iran trying to play the game, and you got the U.S. cheating. They just got infinite UAVs.
We've taken control of Iran's airspace and waterways without boots on the ground. We control their fate. But when a few
God damn! That's what I'm talking about, boy! Put it down!
Get through.
So sick of these fucking useless pricks tiptoeing around every goddamn thing. Holy shit! This administration is a breath of fresh air.
Things happen. It's front page news. I get it. The press only wants to make the president look bad, but try for...
That's exactly it. Like, I feel like there has to be accountability for that. There does. We need to go harder, get some proper Greek speeches.
wants to report the reality. The terms of this war will
He talks like he's not qualified for the job. Really? It sure seems like they're doing a pretty good job. Honestly, and you've got to keep in mind that there's a lot of there's like a lot of politics and like social context here. I really hate to tell you guys this, right? But like, what do you think that, like, you know, for example, like, what do you think that all of the guys that were in the Marines and the Army were doing while they were watching probably 300 whenever that came out? Or any of these other movies that are war movies when they came out? They were getting hyped up about this probably like crazy. I know that because I had friends in the military that told me they would watch it all the fucking time. So the idea that, you know, like, again, the idea that, like, the guys in the military aren't about this, they love this shit. Like, not every single one of them, but every single one of them that I know.
Set by us at every step. As I said Monday, the mission is laser focused. Obliterate Iran's missiles and drones and facilities that produce them, annihilate its navy and critical security infrastructure, and sever their pathway to nuclear weapons. Iran will never possess a nuclear bomb, not on our watch, not ever.
That's good.
And this is why President Trump's moral clarity on Iran today is so vital. Unlike the past, where vague red lines and endless negotiations let Iran fund terror and inch ever so slightly toward a bomb, this president sees the threat plainly and acts decisively. No more half measures.
That's exactly what it was. Is they were pussyfooting around trying to, oh, well, you guys shouldn't be doing this, and this is the wrong thing to do, and you shouldn't say this, and everything. Oh, God. Yeah. What would my dad think? My dad always had the mindset of they were fat or there was something wrong with them.
Let's move on from this. We're going to move on from this because we still got to do the Tim Walz interview. This man sure does like to cook himself, doesn't he? It's a beautiful thing. This is embarrassing. This is extremely embarrassing.
It's over. It's over, Baldy. Just give up.
I think it's just an observation of reality.
All right, well, let's go there.
That's why he didn't.
Well, every aspect that is the observation of reality should tell you that you need to go to jail. And if they find any involvement with that money going to Somalian terrorists, you need to be charged with treason, motherfucker. That's the only reality that I see, and the fact that it hasn't happened yet makes me sick to my stomach.
That's why.
Is it racist for a government official to identify fraud?
No.
No. Is it Islamophobic?
To identify fraud?
To identify fraud?
No, I don't believe it would be.
This man has so many whistleblowers that came forward against him. It's over for him. He has had so many whistleblowers. I think the count is like 23 whistleblowers.
How come multiple whistleblowers have said that your administration told them not to say anything about widespread fraud across multiple agencies because doing so would be considered racist or Islamophobic?
I can't speak to it because it's not anything I would say.
Well, that's what your administration has said and has told whistleblowers, and as you just testified, the buck stops with you. It's what you stated in your statement whenever you announced you weren't running again.
What a fucking retard. Oh, my God.
And, you know, Mr. Chairman, I don't know if you know this, but it's been widely reported that in 2008, when Barack Obama was choosing his vice presidential candidate, he had 3 criteria. He wanted to make sure he picked somebody that wasn't as smart as him and had less talent.
Oh, my God, I know where this is going.
And charisma, and couldn't possibly outshine him, so he picked Joe Biden. And then Joe Biden in 2020 used the exact same criteria. He wanted to make sure he picked somebody who wasn't as smart as him, had less talent and charisma, and wouldn't outshine him, and he picked Kamala Harris. And then in
everybody knows where this is going.
2024, Governor, I think it's very evident why Kamala Harris picked you.
Yo, you got to give him some points, man. He's over there laughing. That's kind of funny, yo. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. That's funny. That shit's funny.
Talent pool, Mr. Chairman. Hey, Mr. Chairman, the talent pool isn't just shallow.
I got to give him some respect just laughing at it. He's like, okay, I see.
Brother,
all right.
We have hit the shore, and I yield back.
Gentleman yields back.
Great.
Chair. And, Mr. Chairman.
Honestly hilarious, yeah. Okay, where is this?
In 2017, Governor. How much money was spent on autism in Minnesota in 2017, Governor?
$1 billion.
I don't have those numbers in front of me, Congresswoman.
Did you prepare for this hearing today? How much? Did you do any preparation
I take
for this
Congress
hearing today?
seriously.
God. Yo. How? Holy shit.
We've seen the numbers about autism fraud in Minnesota, so we're going to do some Minnesota math with you today, okay? Are you ready?
Minnesota math. Bro, they're literally cracking an egg on this man's head and like cooking it in the sun.
Are you ready?
How much money was spent on 2017 for autism in Minnesota? How much?
I don't know. I wasn't the governor.
Okay. Did you not just say that you prepared for this hearing today? $1 million, okay? A quick Google search or using your AI could tell you $1 million was spent. How much money was spent on autism in Minnesota in 2024?
I don't have the number in front
But
of me.
you were the governor. But you were the governor and you don't know. The whole reason why you're there is for fraud. How do you not know any of these numbers? What's the excuse now, Baldy?
Were you governor in 2024?
I was, but I'm not the
Okay,
head
so
of
your excuse before that you didn't know what 2017 autism numbers were because you were not governor, and today you can't answer the numbers about 2024
when you were
as governor. And you still said you prepared for this hearing today. It's unbelievable. 343 million.
That is most of the government in a nutshell. When you hold one of these people liable for anything, it's always the same fucking shit. It doesn't change. It doesn't get any better. It's a bunch of fucking people that don't know anything about what's going on, even in their own states. They're there to collect money and fuck off. That's all they do.
$1 million was spent in 2024.
So look at that jump. Look at that jump in like holy shit.
That's 3,430%. That's a lot. Damn, bro. Like now, I you know what? Now all those crash outs make a lot more sense.
What percent increase is that from 1 million to 343 million? What percentage increase is that?
That's a lot. And you know what really sucks about that? I doubt hardly any of that money actually went to people with autism. That's the sad, sick part about that whole damn thing.
Prop, go ahead and tell me.
Wait, are you governor of Minnesota or not?
Yes, I am. I'm not.
Well,
I'm going to be honest. I think we just need to have this guy. Like, I don't think he would have. Like, she does it in a way that's like kind of trashy. I think. It's just like it's a little bit, you know. She's okay, right? But.
Governor of South Carolina, you can sure as hell bet that I'm going to know the math. The math is 34,200% increase.
Superman?
An increase of 343 times what it was in this time period. Do you know the number of children in Minnesota?
I know that Minnesota ranked as a top 3 state for children.
Wait, you realize that with how many kids there are in America, there's no fucking way. There's literally no way. And with how many of them are born with autism and actually diagnosed with autism, there's no way that that amount of money could ever possibly even touch that.
The total population in Minnesota?
5.7 million.
Okay. What is the total population of children in Minnesota?
I don't have the number in front of me right now.
Are you governor of Minnesota?
I know 400,000 were cut out of health care last week by the actions you made.
Are you governor of Minnesota?
I am.
And you don't know the number of children residing in Minnesota.
Specific numbers.
We got to get the other guy.
I love how he was like, well, ever since you cut the funding off, there have been a lot more, and it's like, dude, they wouldn't have cut the funding off if you knew the numbers of your own state. Like, if you actually paid attention to everything and you're not in on this, then how is it that like, if he's the scapegoat, they chose one hell of an scapegoat. Guy is completely uninformed.
This girl is just wasting everybody's time.
Walsh, do you believe the 70,000 strong Somali community as a whole has made a positive impact on your state?
I do. See, this. All right. Now I already know exactly where this is going.
So you'd be the opinion, fair to say, that the Somali community has successfully assimilated and is making Minnesota better?
Yeah, I believe they're on that path, okay. Yes.
They're on that path. So this is another qualifying term to, like, hedge your bet of saying that it's obviously, because they're obviously not, right? They're obviously not assimilated. Yeah. They're obviously not making Minnesota better.
No, like, whenever Nick Shirley did his videos for the Minneapolis Somalian, like, well, like, you can say that it wasn't just Somalian people that were doing this, but from the video that I saw, it was all Somalians. I mean, a lot of them that were locked up are incarcerated now, or if they weren't incarcerated, deported, were Somalians that were doing this daycare fraud. These people never came into Minnesota to assimilate. They had their own mall that Nick Shirley was ran out of that looked like some kind of crazy backwater building. It had, like, different individual, like, centers in it. It had, like, a fucking slushy station. It was obviously it was like a hideout almost. That's kind of what it looked like, but it was like a Somalian strip mall. That's what it looked like. You can't tell me that allowing these people to come into Minnesota and congregating and changing the areas around them is good for the community. I'm sorry, but it's not. If this was a satanic fucking church that was doing the same thing, all hell on earth would be breaking loose in Minneapolis right now. This is completely unacceptable, regardless of your religion, regardless of your race, regardless of where you're from. If you move to a different country, you refuse to learn the language and the laws, you refuse to assimilate with the people and the culture, and you refuse to get a job and pay into the tax system so you're not just a burden on the welfare systems, you need to find somewhere else to go because we cannot afford you. We can't. No country can. And a lot of these politicians that are in these other countries that are lying to their people, telling them that they can, are going to run out of welfare before they know it. There's going to be a lot of old people, a lot of veterans, and a lot of fucking people that aren't going to have insurance. They're not going to be able to withdraw money. There's going to be a lot of people that are on the spectrum that are no longer going to have money to be able to stay home. They're going to have to live with their parents. They're going to have to live with their family, and their family's going to have to pay for all their medical bills because of this. If this is what you want, we're well on our way to doing it. But if not, this needs to stop.
Right. Like, so that they're on that path.
I'm just curious by what metric you come to that conclusion. I just looked at some hard data.
Metric?
And do you have any idea what percentage of the native-born Minnesotans, all races, live in poverty in your state right now?
I don't have specifically.
I'll share it with you. It's
like,
8%.
It's so bad. You have, for example, like in California, you have an immigrant who migrated here legally, went through the headache, bad, like pain in the ass process to migrate to America, living in a tent with his son and his wife. What the actual fuck are we doing? On Skid Row, one of the most dangerous places in America to live. On Skid Row. Like,
so 52% of them are poor? That's insane.
Food stamps. I don't know. All right, I'll run it down with you. It's 7%, and then compared to 54% in the Somali community, and then
Jesus. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at all the benefits these people have. Look at that. That's crazy. Food stamps, 54%. Below poverty line, 52%. This is just the poor Somalians. No HS diploma, 39% Medicaid participants, 73% welfare. Dude, that's crazy.
Don't have it.
And this is just in Minnesota. Keep in mind, this is just in Minnesota.
School diploma for all Minnesotans. It's 5% Somali.
39% can't even fucking graduate high school? Are you kidding me? Oh my God.
Community, it's 39%. One family member at least on Medicaid.
But remember, guys, they're not getting any welfare, right? They're not getting any. That's the bullshit argument that I keep getting fed in a lot of comments, even in like the live streams when we were covering the Minneapolis thing. They're not getting welfare. There's no way. What the fuck is this? What is this?
Percent for Minnesota, 73% for the Somali community, and receiving welfare of some form, it's 21%, and that's 81%.
And you wonder why they're saying that we're not going to have Social Security by the year 2035. That's why, right there. That's the reason.
No, don't say it, guys. You can't say that. Because
and it's not even just the Somali population. It's any of these illegals or these people that are coming in that don't have jobs and are putting strain on the systems in the states they live in. That's all, like, any of them. Any of these illegals. Any of these actual, like, immigrants that don't have a job and are using welfare. They are straining the system.
Twitter got really mad at me for saying that.
Governor, do you happen to know what the percentages of all those who have currently been charged in this staggering social services fraud scheme were native-born Minnesotans? What percentage?
I do not have that.
I think it was 85 out of 98, which comes out to 13% Minnesotan and 87% Somali Minnesotan.
Not good.
So I think this is an instance, perhaps, of where woke gets slapped by data. Governor, there's been billions stolen over 7+ years right under your nose, and really there's only two explanations. It's either
I think the speculation comes off the table when you're sitting in front of the court. Like, let's be honest here. When you're sitting in front of a jury like this, in front of court, you're no longer speculating. These are the facts that they've pulled up and put on the screen. Like, it's not subjective. It's not speculation. This is what a jury of peers has come to a decision on and put here. Like, this is the facts. This is the truth. You guys want the truth? Here's the fucking truth. This isn't being spun off by some crazy person on the internet. This is being put out in front of everybody in the government. This is the government.
Or you weren't smart enough to see it.
No, I think that what happened is that he let it happen because he was worried that by cutting down and coming down on the Somalians that were scamming, that he might lose their vote. So what he decided to do instead of that was to just kind of ignore it and let it happen on its own. Like, basically, and this is the Democrat strategy, right, is that they effectively allow fraud from minority communities to happen, and then they look at and then they do that in order to effectively bribe them into voting for the Democrats that allow the fraud to continue.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, because they're allowing the fraud categorically from different immigrant groups and different minority groups, any sort of criticism towards those immigrant groups or minority groups is reframed as racism and then disregarded.
Yep.
That's the strategy that they're using. So they're effectively, bribing them to vote for them indirectly by not enforcing the law. That's that's the strategy they're using. It's pretty obvious.
Either criminal negligence or wild incompetence.
It's willful ignorance.
The only way this kind of fraud can reach this scale is if there's people in power that are colluding and collaborating and willfully blinding themselves to the realities around them. And in oversight, when we do investigations, it's rare for us to have whistleblowers because they face retribution and punishment and resentment, and they can be ostracized, and it's difficult and it's uncomfortable, and sometimes it's even dangerous. So when we have when we're having investigation, and we have even a couple of whistleblowers, it's very valuable to us because they provide.
Why can't they sue him, forcing Discover to have proof? Oh, I think they should go all the way. And I think that if they knew that he was allowing that to happen, I think they should charge him for treason or sedition. Because the money that was basically reallocated to Somalia funded Al-Shabaab, which is a terrorist organization. So Tim Walz indirectly allowed a terrorist organization to be funded by the American taxpayer, and he did so willingly and knowingly. And I think if that's the case, I think he should be tried for treason. Absolutely.
I absolutely agree with that. There's no reason that you have that much money being sent through your state and being sent to a terrorist organization and you don't face repercussions for that. There should not be a world where we live in where if you knew what was going on, you don't get charged for treason.
Like there has to start,
if he knew,
start being real punishments for this type of behavior, and like I mean real, like serious personal consequences. Like not you get fined, not you get fired. No, a lot worse.
Invaluable insight. Do you have any idea how many whistleblowers are working from Minnesota are working with the Oversight Committee?
A lot.
I do not. We have our own strong protections in the OLA, the independent.
Well, it's 30.
Apparently not good enough.
I mean, I haven't seen that in 5+ years in Congress.
So he got 30 people roaching out on him.
Damn.
30.
Why should Trump, you're probably going to get permabanned. Why the hell should Trump be charged with treason? Do you have any argument? You have any proof? Do you have anything that links him to a foreign country other than him being a president? What proof do you have? What allegation are you trying to make that Trump should be charged with treason? Anthony Brown. I want to hear this. This has to be good, right? Surely this is going to be good. Well, that's misinformation. They sold the planes to Qatar and they trained them how to fly them. So that's bullshit. That was debunked. We actually covered that. If you've been watching, you would know that, but you haven't. You just want to make false comments. Anthony Brown is an idiot. Was it all chopped up here? Lost his voice. In Russia. Matter of fact, I don't know anything about that. That sounds like bullshit to me. Anthony Brown is an idiot. Voters, blah blah blah. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and permaban you because you're retarded. January 6th did happen. And an Air Force veteran was shot and killed on January 6th. If you know anything, you would know that those dumbasses on Capitol Hill don't want to talk about that. Yes, a United States Air Force veteran was shot and killed by riot police on January 6th. But we're not going to talk about the insurrection that Tim Walz pushed into Minneapolis, right? About how he wouldn't even acknowledge that federal agents are a higher form of police because they enforce the federal government and what they want. We're not going to talk about that, right? Sure. Whatever floats your boat, guy, but go float that bitch somewhere else because it sank here. Permanently. Enjoy your perma.
Governor, on September 16th, 2020.
That's pretty bad, bro. 30. Oh my God. People do anything for personal gain, not to stop it. Yeah, I think that's exactly what you have to do. You've got to go after those people. And I feel like once you do that for a couple of people, then it stops.
We are staying on Capitol Hill, folks, and there is Governor Tim Mace. Let's listen in. How much money was...
I'm not going to listen to that audio.
Started. The payments are...
ICE agents have the ability to arrest police officers if they commit a felony in front of them. They're higher than the police.
Are restarted. Why didn't you tell the truth about why you restarted the payments?
Well, Chairman, we did tell you. And Feeding Our Future grew because of the pandemic. And
I didn't ask that question. I said,
I don't know. Prior to the Epstein stuff, because that was the only thing a lot of these idiots had to go on, prior to 2016 and him getting elected, I don't know why the fuck they see orange and they immediately think bad. I don't get it. Obama ran on the same immigration policies that Trump did. I don't understand it. Obama had 8 years in office. I don't get it. I don't understand where this negative. You can't even complain that it was the immigration policies. Obama ran for 8 years on the same fucking policies. Obama gave the fucking border czar a motherfucking medal. Where is this coming from? I don't get it. It's just a bunch of brain dead idiots that don't know anything about America trying to speak on America's behalf and tell you what your fucking Constitution says. Well, it doesn't float here. We may live in a... Here's the line that you should remember before you type something in chat. We live in a democracy, but on this goddamn channel, it's a dictatorship. And I enforce it.
Why didn't you tell the truth about why you restarted the payments? The payments stopped because there were concerns, obviously. It wouldn't stop the payments. Then they're restarted a month later.
You don't like her? It's not that I don't like her. I mean, it's really the audio was bad. But yes, I do think that she's trashy, and I think that she caricatures herself, and she makes the points that she makes weaker by the way that she behaves while she expresses those points.
We live in a democracy. You're an idiot. So... Let's see. It's time to start banning
What was the reason for restarting the payments?
My understanding was
I do. They never talked to me.
The agency believed
he didn't send ICE agents. He did. That's what he did. He did that. Banning you. Speech. Branded. Free speech. Tell you what, walk into your local Walmart and shout the N-word if you work there and see how well that goes for you. I'd imagine you'd be pretty jobless pretty quick, huh? You're stupid. That's a dumbass, stupid take. Shower speech? Bye. Not gonna. Truck. Oh. My hair situation is fine. I have hair, you dumb fucks. I have hair. What are you talking about? You're stupid. Nice try, though. I have the headphones on because this shit hurts my ears. I mean, I have the fucking hoodie on because it hurts my ears. You're an idiot. Brain dead is free speech. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care if saying something is brain dead is free speech. I didn't ban them for saying something is brain dead. I banned them for saying something else that was stupid in their sentence. Just so you're aware. Gotta go to work. Love your stuff, brother. Keep up. We'll tune back in later. All right, man. Well, we're probably going to be offline by then, so hit the sub button. We're here Monday through Friday. We're always here Monday through Friday, man. Unless something comes up. Fuck the world really turned into the... It's time to unite and fight. I'll give you a warning. Don't post any more Juggold Wolfgang. No more talk like that. And I won't perma you. That's not what we're doing here. I'm not advocating for one side or the other. I'm 31 years old and I haven't voted for either because I'm tired of being told as an American that you have to pick between the lesser of two evils. That's not what we do here. I bring what I can to the table, present facts, react to it, and talk about it. But if you get down in the comments with fake bullshit, you're going to get permit. You know why? Because usually people that do that, they end up going on a video and they get permit later. Most of these people are repeat offenders and they end up doing it anyway. And even if they're not, if you're getting in the comments and saying stupid shit, you need to go. We live in a democracy. We don't need to fight for anything. Vote on it. That's what a democracy is built on. And all these people that get down in the comments and they say stupid shit about our president, they say stupid shit. Hence how I didn't say Trump. Never said fucking Trump. Our president, they talk shit about our culture. They want to bring up some stupid slavery shit that came up that was here 200, 300 years ago that had nothing to do with our generation. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. You're not going to use your fucking ideology here. You're not going to use your bullshit slander here. You're not going to use your fucking defamation here. You're not going to bring your fucking your fake news here. You can go somewhere else. This isn't the channel for you. I promise you, you won't like it here. You probably won't be here for very long, but you won't like it here. That much I can promise you.
The court had required them to make those payments.
And that was false, wasn't it? You repeated that. You said that.
The fuck is this? I'm not doing that. Oh, I'm trying to figure out what that says. Let me see what that says. I don't know what that says. I have no idea what that says, right? No idea what the fuck that says, man. I wish I could translate that, but I can't. So let's move on.
Didn't you? You said that's why the reason you said the reason you restarted is because the court ordered you to do so. Is that right?
I don't believe that is settled yet, to the best of my knowledge.
Well, I think it is, because the court did something that I just don't. I don't know if I've ever seen it. They issued a statement saying you were wrong in what you were saying. This is from the court. It says, Feeding Our Future versus Minnesota Department of Education, correcting reports and statements by Governor Tim Walz concerning orders issued by the court. Here's what the judge says. Governor Tim Walz told the media that the Minnesota Department of Education attempted in payments to FOF because of possible fraud.
I tried that like translate says, but it was being fucky, so I don't know.
But that Judge Guthman ordered payments to continue in April 2021. Next sentence. That is false. So you said something that wasn't true. He further states this, Judge Guthman, the court says this, Judge Guthman never ordered the Department of Education to resume payments to Feeding Our Future in April 2021 or at any other time.
But you have to keep in mind that this fraud is hurting so many people right now until they solve this, because they have to cut the funding off until they figure out what is causing this fraud and where it's coming from. What is stemming to this fraud? Because now people are going without money. People that need this money are going without. You can't sit here and have a moral argument about, well, you cut off the funding so people aren't getting it now. If you had done your job as the governor of Minnesota, you would have made sure that this wasn't going to fraudulent places, and you would have made sure that there would have been no way for this money to be cut off from those people, and you would have protected them. But because you didn't do your job, nobody has funding now. Don't blame the government for stepping in because you didn't. If you had done your part to make sure that that money was going to the families that need it, to the kids, the children that needed that money, there would have been no reason for the federal government to have stepped in and shut this down. The buck stops with Tim, and it needs to stop with Tim.
So I want to know, why didn't you tell the truth?
Congressman, the attorneys at the Department of Education interpreted that differently. Both of those judges are no longer on the bench, and I think that interpretation...
the very first sentence, the first 7 words. This is not some unnamed source talking to the New York Times. This is not some anonymous source talking to whatever your Minnesota Star Tribune or whatever your paper is.
Like, now that he's in front of the people that are going to crucify him, bro, you have to know what the hell you're talking about. You are going to go to jail if you keep botching this. If he keeps throwing this and pushing this like it's nothing, they're going to put his ass in jail, and they should. They should put him in jail. They should, honestly.
This is the court speaking. First sentence, first 7 words. Due to inaccurate statements by the governor, Ramsey County District Court judge has issued and authorized that this following news released. That's pretty...
Can you believe that all of this happened because of a 23-year-old virgin YouTuber? Like, he set all of this into motion. This guy got obliterated by a fucking, by a Mormon virgin.
It upsets me. It upsets me to see this because I've said in prior streams, I grew up dirt fucking poor. A lot of days we didn't even have power, we didn't have water, we didn't have shit. A lot of days went hungry. And it infuriates me to no end when I see this funding that should be going to families that fucking need it. But it's not. And now it's cut off for everybody because of their own goddamn government won't do their job, which is to make sure that this money goes to the families that need it and not to the families to make sure they have a voter base. It's disgusting. And it's fucking, it's unconstitutional. It's a disgrace to the American democracy. And it is a disgrace to every person he is supposed to be there to protect as a governor. It's a disgrace.
I mean, I've never seen something like that happen. Just crazy. David and Goliath? Yeah. Why do you have to keep saying the virgin part? Because it makes it better. That's why. It makes it better.
Straightforward. So the court's
lying? It's not my fault. It's the way it is.
I can't tell you, Congressman, but the interpretation...
Somebody's lying.
Was
Somebody's lying, because you can't say the court ordered you to restart the payments, and then the court says we didn't order you to restart the payments. So either you're lying or the court's lying. And I'm just asking, which one is it?
Yeah, who is it?
I just simply know what the attorneys at the agency believed, that it was a misinterpretation. And I would note that those payments...
Could it be you were trying to hide behind the court, Governor? Could that maybe be the reason why...
The thing is that, again, he has an argument. He's not using it. The real argument he should be using is that, you know, a inaccuracy does not imply a lie. It just means that we could have gotten something wrong. That doesn't mean that I lied. Like, I don't know why he doesn't say that. Rather than like this weird fucking like, you know, like this meandering bullshit.
You issued the statements you did, and what
he's doing the same thing that Iran did. He's doing the exact same thing that Iran and Maduro did. They're not taking the United States government serious. It's because these people have been allowed to run a ball game on Congress, on the Democrats and the Republican, on people in general. And this administration's not fucking around with this, and these people need to start taking this more serious. That's what I really see here. I see a man that is not taking this serious at all. Oh yeah, I showed up prepared. You just lied under oath. You just lied under oath. Like, what are you doing? You're not prepared at all for this. You don't have any of the statistics. You don't know how much money's going anywhere. You don't have anything. You don't have any information whatsoever. You're just sitting there with this smug look on your face and just taking it up the ass. Like, what are we doing here?
The court had to do something you never see done before. The issue of press statement saying
I don't think he's dumb. I genuinely think he doesn't care. And the sad part is to an extent, he's not going to face a single damn day in jail. That's the saddest part about it, is like, he may actually be right for not taking this shit seriously.
Wrong. The governor is wrong.
They need to make an example out of Tim Walz, man. They need to figure out if any of this leads back to, if he knew about it, they need to put him in treason. They need to give him the death sentence. They do. If you are taking millions of dollars from homeless people, from people that need that money or they died on the streets, you need to be charged for treason. You need to be given the death penalty. You do. This is crazy. These people, and then like what happened in Minneapolis, where he wasn't acknowledging that the ICE agents had the ability to do what they were doing. People died because of that. The American people should not allow this. This is crazy.
Their words, not mine. False. Could that be the reason?
That was not the interpretation of the attorneys. And you know, court work, you can appeal those congressmen, as you well know. I'm sure
Is it all about politics, Governor?
No, it's about taking care of our people, which Minnesota does better than anyone else.
What about the...
Yeah, the behavioral intervention program went from $3 million to $400 million in 5 years. The housing stabilization went from $2.6 million to $104 million. The integrated community supports went from $4.6 million.
I mean,
I bet if they try to put Walz in jail for treason and give him the death penalty, I bet that smug ass would open his trap way more. I bet he'd be shifting a lot of blame on a lot of other people. I guarantee you, he would open up, he would start singing like a songbird. Promise you he would.
Obvious that like they massively increased it. They did. Oh, here's
everyone can virtue signal until the end of fucking time, but when the end of time is going to be forced upon you, man, it's crazy to see how low that flag gets, isn't it?
Since in your state, under your law,
that signal get real quiet once you start doing that.
About a year and a half ago.
Every day we give licenses and people speed. So we ticket them and try and stop that. What I'm telling you is I don't understand the connection between...
He's here illegally. He can't read, and he got a license under your provisions, and he's driving all...
I can't speak to this. Listen, I don't know. Oh, there's somebody... Wait a minute. There's an illegal alien that can't read...
You can't even say that this wasn't his doing. Tim Walz specifically signed a bill on camera of him signing a bill that allows anybody to get a license.
Driver's license? Where? I don't see it. I don't see it. Where? No, there's not.
Across the country, imperiling everybody else.
It's actually insane that they're doing this. Like, there should be, honestly, like, if you're driving around the whole country, there should be, like, federal, like, regulations for having a license, man.
I agree. I absolutely agree with that. If you have a CDL-style license, there should be federal regulations and tests that you have to do in order to drive out of state. 100%. Especially now with the national language being English, they need to make sure that shit is 100% in English. If you can't pass that test in English, you should not be able to attain a CDL license, and it should be backed by the United States federal government, and it should be forced in every state by the United States federal government. If anything, it would help, because for the most part, when you get your CDL, you have to take a separate course in order to drive cross-country. But if the federal government enforces its own program and forces these people to attain CDLs through a federal, like an actual like multi-state program, then you wouldn't have to take a separate CDL class. It would all be lumped into one. It would be cheaper and way more efficient.
Yeah, let me see if I can find a few more of these here too. And no, there's not this one. And there's this one too. Oh, here we go.
Transportation, 1/3 of Minnesota's non-domiciled commercial driver's licenses were issued illegally.
Wait, 1/3 of the licenses were illegal? What the fuck?
Legally. Do you have a video ready to play for me? Can you play it now?
What?
This is what happens, Mr. Governor. This is what happens.
How do you do that? How do you do it that wrong that much?
Happens when you issue driver's licenses to people illegally.
What the fuck is that? Hello? What is that? What's the dude doing? Rubbing his ass on the fucking mic? What is that?
He is on the northbound lanes of 61.
Oh, okay.
The wrong way. You can see I'm going southbound on 61. He's in the northbound.
That's right.
Lane.
You understand how fucking dangerous this is? He's on the interstate going the wrong motherfucking way. This isn't a normal fucking car, man. If you fuck up with these 18-wheelers, you could kill countless people. What the hell are you doing?
Great job. Like, let me see. Can I find that video? Where's that video? I don't know if I can find it. Oh, no.
I'm crossing over there. And thank God, I don't...
How do you do it that wrong that much? Can I find that video? I don't know if I...
61.
I'm crossing over there. And thank God, I don't know how much that thing weighs, 60, 80,000 pounds, 60 miles an hour.
18-wheeler.
Holy
You can
crap.
cut the video. He was licensed in your state under a law that you signed that precludes federal officials, your federal partners as you call them, from determining whether they're here illegally. That guy that was driving that truck couldn't pass the test. He didn't pass the test out on the road. There's another video, I'm not going to play it, but there's another video of a guy here illegally turning a truck like that around in the middle of a highway where people lost their lives because they were decapitated when they went underneath.
We reacted to that, by the way. We reacted to that early last year. Sad shit, it really is. All because these people, like I said, these people in political power are playing a game, and you know whose lives it affects? Every single person that they're above. Everyone in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and then unfortunately the people that lost their lives in other states from this state giving them licenses. Whenever you are a sitting member of Congress or you're sitting governor or you run a state like this, you have a lot more power than a lot of people want to give these governors or these politicians credit for. They have a lot of power. They can make a lot of change, good or bad, in their states. They just choose not to. Or they choose to do what Tim Walz has done for his state. Like, I don't understand how it's gotten this bad. And you know what really makes my stomach turn? Is to think that there's a chance, the high chance, that Tim Walz won't see a goddamn day in jail for this. Not a single day.
So my question for you is, this should be easy. What are you going to do to rectify the law that you signed that allows people here illegally to get a CDL? That tape was in Missouri, not in your state. Look, if you don't want to protect...
See, this is not going to stop until you hold these people accountable for it. Like, he's the governor. Why not just hold him as an accessory for the people that got killed? Like, reckless endangerment, fucking... There's, like, probably 50 things you could charge this guy with, bro. Like, take him through the ringer. Take him through the ringer. Go all the way. The jail time. See, like, this is, like, my opinion is that there are two ways to stop behavior. Jail time and capital punishment.
Yep.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
Everything else doesn't stop.
If you hang one over the other, I guarantee you they're going to choose the other. I promise you.
Behavior. Those things stop behavior. So if you're not doing one of those two things, you might as well just not do anything at all.
Exactly. It's all pointless. You're trying to talk to this man like he's a fucking child, like he actually cares about what he's done. The entire time he's sat here, he's done nothing but deflect and look stupid. He's solved nothing. Just sitting here and talking to these people like they're in a dunce hat, sitting in a chair in the corner of a fucking classroom, does not fix this. It does not. They are adults now. They need to be held accountable for their own fucking actions. Put these people in jail, and if it was treason, put his ass in the chair.
The people in your state, I guess that's your business and the business of your voters. But that driver was
You want to sit here and bitch and complain about all these fucking, war is bad with the Iran war, and it's like, you don't want to talk about the genocide that the fucking, the prior supreme leader did. You don't want to talk about, oh, well, we can't just deport all these people. Well, obviously you can. It's working just fine so far. Like, there was a little pushback in Minneapolis, but that's over now. It's all gone. Like, why are we even doing this? It's fucking pointless if you're not going to hold these people accountable. You're band-aiding everything and you're not trying to solve the root of the cause. It's like cutting branches off of a tree and the goddamn thing just keeps growing more branches.
Yep.
And if he'd have hit a bunch of people, quite honestly, to me, you could have been held liable.
Yeah. Well,
you could have been. All right.
He should have been. He should be. If you pass a law like this in a state, as the governor, you should be held liable. Why shouldn't you? I don't see a reason for it.
Let's hear some more of that.
First of all, Minnesota ranks in the top 3 safest states by highway data.
Yeah, but he was in Missouri, so like, why would you even say that?
Your own department.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if most of the truckers that are causing the accidents, number one, have a Minnesota ID or license, and are in other states causing this. No shit.
Highway data.
The data from the Department of Transportation
for
highway safety. We have the third. We want everybody on our roads to be licensed.
So are you saying based on that you're okay?
I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with you or I speeding. I'm not okay with DUI.
But you signed this law.
It doesn't matter if you're okay with it or not. Here's how the system works. The taxpayers pay taxes to the federal government. The federal government, in line, makes sure that the states are doing what they're supposed to fucking be doing, which is following federal regulations and laws. And in return, the federal government feeds the states money that they can use for infrastructure, DMV properties, and stuff like that. It doesn't matter what you think and feel. Just shut the fuck up, put the fries in the bag, and do your fucking job instead of getting Americans killed, asshole. Do your job. You have one job. And instead of taking vacations and being all everywhere but in your own fucking state, you're out here getting Americans killed because you're allowing these people to get like IDs and CDL licenses that are getting people killed all across the country. And then now we've got fucking poor people and kids that can't get welfare because the fraud that was going on in your own state was so bad they had to cut it off. But it's everybody else's fault, right?
For that.
I think it's a very simple question. How is it that giving illegal aliens that can't read English, how does that make the road safer? Does that make the road more or less safe? Like, that's really the question you should be asking.
And you're going to do nothing about it?
I can't speak to the specific on the CDL. What I can tell you is
I referenced your law. It says House of
Oh my God, they got the bill he signed. You see, like, we saw a video of him signing a bill like that. I think it was sometime last year, so I know it exists. I just don't know where the video is. But I know he signed it.
State of Minnesota.
He was so proud in front of the media, too. He was signing that bill. He's holding it up with a big old smile on his face.
There's a lot of words here,
case. I just know our roads are safer.
Exactly the sections that allowed for this to happen and preclude federal enforcement regarding immigration and the illegality of people receiving CDLs under your state's
Driver
provisions.
safety and immigration are two separate things. Anybody had that?
No, they're not. Like, not if you let them get in without the immigration papers and then you let them become drivers. Yeah, no, it's not two separate things. And also keep in mind that this is also another tool that they use in order to legitimize illegals, because a driver's license in a lot of cases is used as primary documentation.
It is. You use it to get welfare. That's what I was saying last year, too. It's a lot of these people that are here illegally like that. A lot of the states, what are they called? They have a name for them. Sanctuary cities. They have laws that they put into place that allow just about anybody to get an ID. And using that ID, they're able to siphon money from the government through welfare system and programs. So, like, that's where all of this is stemming from right here is, of course, they want these people to get IDs because it's a form of United States citizenship. Like, it's all a big circle. It is. It's a massive circle.
Signing up for a lot of different things on the internet. You guys know this. How many people have ever taken a photo of their driver's license or something like that? It's extremely common. So now this is the same thing that he's doing, is he's trying to invent this narrative so he can justify doing this.
I've been a citizen or not, it's still tragic, it's wrong, we shouldn't do it. What I'm telling you is in Minnesota, we have the third safest roads in the country.
So you're good. You're good with this practice.
I'm not good with that.
Well, what are you good with? Because that's what's happening under your law.
Well, I can't speak to the specific on if it's an outlier. We give license to people who then eventually... People get DUIs after we issue them.
That happened last month. This is March. That happened a week and a half ago.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
Familiar.
That's wrong. And look,
but you're not going to do anything.
So he's still passing shit. He's still passing more shit to try to solidify what he's doing. That goes right back to what I was saying. The guy has no remorse for what's going on in his own state. He's going to use whatever he can as a stepping ladder to try and condemn the federal government for ICE and cutting off the welfare programs with no general remorse of what he's doing to his own state.
We're going to do
what are you going to do?
Traffic laws against them.
What are we going to do?
There's a traffic law against them. Oh my God. So then if there's traffic laws against it, why not? Why do we arrest people for DUIs? Why do we take people's licenses away whenever they get a DUI if there's traffic laws against driving drunk? Like, this is the type of, like, oh my God.
Is this person arrested?
How can somebody think like this?
I sure hope so.
Well, that's good.
And but he was licensed in your state under law that you signed about a year and a half ago.
Every day you give.
Yeah, so no, I was right. No, that was last year. So it's the same document. Why the fuck did he bring this up a week ago then?
Licenses and people speed. So we ticket them and try and stop that. What I'm telling you is I don't understand the connection between...
He's here illegally. He can't read, and he got a license under your provision.
To give you an idea, these are the same cities that are arresting these illegals and releasing them back onto the streets. So that way they don't get deported, right? I mean, it's been all over Fox News, been all over CNN, been all over a bunch of places. That's what they do. So who's to say they're not cooking the books on their roads, their safety on the roads in Minnesota? They've cooked the books on everything else so far that we've seen, allegedly. Who's to say they're not cooking the books with this as well? Like, that's what we should be really thinking about here. It's like, well, it's the safest in the da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, okay, well, here's the thing. We're not talking about that. We're talking about this. And if this is also false, what else is false? What else have you made up in order to cover your own ass? Like, where does this end?
And he's driving all across the country, imperiling everybody else. That's the connection.
I can't speak.
Thank you.
The data shows Minnesota is one of the...
The data shows... This is the reason why they try to capture educational and research institutions, is so they can selectively create data in order to justify their behavior. So obviously, I mean, you don't need to have it. Like, if the data shows that illegal aliens don't make the roads more unsafe, then the data collection method is wrong. It is. Everybody knows this. We all know this. But for some reason, people like to play games with this. It's so obvious what's going on. He's getting balder by the day. He is.
Safest driving states in the country. I don't know what to tell you.
Another state's driving apparently.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Thank you, Mr. Perry. Chair now recognize Mr. Min.
Yeah, thank God. And I'll see if there's any more of these that are worth looking at. But yeah, overall, what are you? No. Oh, God.
What is a woman? Have you learned that lesson? Do you know what a woman is?
I love that they do this. I'm sorry. I love that these people do this. It's kind of like that connection to the Earth, like people saying that the Earth is flat. How many of you, if you know somebody that's like this, unfortunately for you, I'm so sorry for your loss, that think that the Earth is flat and you can't take them serious with anything? It's the same principle. It's just applied differently. If you are trying to talk to somebody and they sound a little off and then they say, well, you know, with the Earth being flat and such, you immediately are like, oh, I'm good. It's the same logic and principle. It is.
I'm the governor of Minnesota, Congressman.
You know what a
I'm not
woman
here
is?
to be your prop for your...
I feel like this should be like an automatic disqualifier for anything. If you can't identify what a woman is, you are not fit to be in public office making decisions for anybody.
You're not fit for anything. If you can't identify what a woman is in court, you shouldn't hold any kind of license, period. You should be working at Walmart. You should. You shouldn't be an accredited doctor. You shouldn't be in the medical field, period. Because you're disregarding everything you learned in college to push an idealistic goal. And by that means, you need to be stripped of every single certification and license you got, and you need to be removed from your position, period. You can't have somebody that believes in flat Earth as a fucking scientist for the Earth. It's probably not going to go very well, huh?
Like, just straight up. Like, anybody who's not able to just instantly make that distinction, that is a person that cannot be trusted. And I want to explain the reason why. It's something that's like...
They're willing to lie to push a narrative goal. They know what it is, but they're willing to lie in order to push a goal. You can't have somebody like that making decisions on someone's life because they're going to choose the needs of the mentality of the many instead of the needs. The mentality, even though sometimes whenever you're forced to do something, it may not always be what you would find right. But, you know, I'd much rather be vaccinated for polio than to fucking get polio. I don't want to be in an iron lung. Sorry. Fuck that. Having no access to your ability to move, being forced to sit in front of a screen and shit in a tube all day, doesn't sound very fun to me. I think I'll take the vaccine over polio any day.
It's a judgment frame of reference. And let me explain what I mean by that. So there's a lot of people who effectively believe things that are silly, but there is a threshold to where if a person believes something that is so disconnected, so delusional, and so out of left field that it causes you to question their entire judgment facilities. I'll give you an example. The flat earth. I think that, you know, how many of you guys, the moment that you heard that a person is a flat earther, you would immediately disregard pretty much anything and everything that they would say because you think this person is an unstable retard. Right? Like, that's what I would do.
He hit the nail on the head. He did.
Would definitely do that. And so, yes, exactly. But like, and so I think this should be treated the same way. But like, what really reference does that? What does flat Earth have to do with like?
The issue is this is what it looks like when the flat earthers went to college and graduated and now hold a science degree and are trying to push and cook the books to make it look like Earth is flat. That's the difference. That's the big difference here, is that these people have become in political power or come across money to put them in some form of power over other people's lives and decisions based on it's supposed to be based on their professional opinions. But the issue is that they're throwing their professional opinions in the garbage along with their college degrees and going based on their ideology and those opinions, and they're getting people hurt and killed. And that's the problem.
Like economic theory. What does it have to do with driver's licenses? It has nothing to do with it, but it has everything to do with it. Because if a person cannot be trusted to be able to understand that the earth is round, how can you possibly trust their judgment on anything else? It's too dangerous. And I think that the what is a woman question is the same thing. If a person can't do that and they can't immediately come to that conclusion, their judgment is fundamentally impaired. And it is impaired to a degree that they cannot be trusted to make decisions for other people.
Yep.
And there's some people that would even argue that they can't be trusted to make decisions even for themselves. So that's the reason why it's so important.
Obsession.
So if you can't define what a woman is, you certainly can't define what fraud is. If you can't even define what a woman is, you can't define fraud. How much money was spent on autism in Minnesota in 2017, Governor?
I don't have those numbers in front of me, Congresswoman.
Did you prepare for this hearing?
We've seen this already. Yeah, I've already seen this. But yeah, there it is,
Exactly.
right? And so anybody who can't answer that question, in my opinion, is completely compromised. It's totally compromised. They are totally compromised. They're not.
No, they're not. I mean, even if they know what a woman is and they're not saying it, you are enforcing a level of dishonesty that is detrimental to America. You are. You're hurting American citizens. You're hurting people. You're hurting kids that are being forced to transition as children of all fucking things. You are hurting everybody when you say something like this in a political stand, in a high political power like this as lawmakers on Capitol Hill. You are. You are hurting every single American because they're expecting you to be the professionals. They're expecting to know for you to know what is good and what is not. They're expecting you to make the hard decisions, and you can't even come to terms with that long enough to tell the truth in court. No, bro. No, that's just wrong. Well, we rolling. Unfortunately, I've run out of time. I'm actually over time now. Oh shit. We will be back bright and early tomorrow. Stick around, hit the like button, hit the sub. We're here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 11:30. Like I said, Monday through Friday. We do the same thing. We cover all the big dramas. We react to a whole bunch of stuff, all the new political sloppers, all that good shit. Breaking news. We have a Discord, Kick, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. You name it, we have it. I have it. I do all the editing for the channel. Every little bit helps. The hell's my mouse? Here it is. Yep. So stick around. We also have a channel membership, so feel free to join the channel membership. You can get exclusive emotes and all that good shit. I'll see you boys and probably like the 1% of the ladies that are watching this, if there are any. I highly doubt that, but I'll see you boys tomorrow. Stay safe out there, stay friendly, try to stay away from the crazies. You might end up on the channel getting laughed at in some way, shape, or form. So don't end up like that. We don't want to see more people. Try to put a smile on someone's face. You might change their whole day or their whole life. You never know. And I'll see you boys tomorrow. Stay safe out there. And we'll do this one. Peace!
No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta